We will. We will. We will. I almost knocked over my glass. Good thing there was nothing in there. Hello there, Cory! Welcome to another Buntastic stream. The intro song is very chill. Yeah, I had this as my ending song at first, but I started liking it too much, so I wanted to have it as my opening song. Because I was like, I almost never get to play the ending song, because I just raid into something or end stream, so it makes sense to have it at the beginning instead. It also is just more hyper. Hyper is good for opening. Hello Stepan, I hope you had a nice day and a good start in the week and are ready for some buntastic reading of Kubera, Kubero, Kuberi, Kubera, Kuberu. We are entering the longest arc, the longest chapter ever. 30 chapters for one thing? By the way, I hope you fixed your internet. Wait, Stepan, you are also on Haku server, so I can share the freaking thing that was going on. Literally after I started stream, I reset my router just before stream in the hopes of maybe that's going to help. I have no idea. Probably not. But just as I started the stream, so my internet just was off and then turned on again. And it was turned on for like 10 minutes before I started stream, so it should have been stable in a way. But I did a speed test because the moment I started stream, I instantly had a bad connection. And that was my freaking download and upload speed if you look at the Kubera chat. Let's Stepan. Are you in there? I don't know. Arcs on set of 10 chapters. Yep. That's the plan. 10 chapters per stream. So 3 streams for your justice and mine. 10 chapters seemed reasonable. I think the thing that the chapter amount I put into the title was 10 chapters, but not entirely sure if I did my math right. I think it was 10. But yeah. My internet. So at least compared to last week's Kubera stream, hello there Taco, I hope you had a buntastic day, or rather you're starting nicely into your day. Dude, I was so scared when I saw your name for a moment, Ruby. But welcome to stream, Ruby. I hope you had a buntastic day as well, and it's only going to get nicer from here on out. For a moment I was like, Ruby, Runeheart! Ruby, Runeheart! First time watching from Twitch. Yeah, welcome to the Twitch side. This guy checked and you will get some good cliffhangers. That's gonna be dangerous. Always those cliffhangers. But yeah, basically, compared to last week's Kubera stream, I changed the bitrate on my OBS, so that we will have less lags, but there could still be some, but those lags are now out of my hands. The bitrate lags were a bit of my fault, because I just wasn't set up entirely properly, but now that I did set it up, if there are any frame drops, it's most likely just Germany's fault, and I can't do anything about it. The only thing I could do about it is literally kill all of my neighbors and make sure that nobody else is using the internet besides me. Or maybe get some... Is it called optic fiber in English? Glasfaser. It's glass fiber in German. What's it in English? Fiberglass. Yeah, whatever. Just a better connection instead of those copper things that Germany currently uses. But the problem is, I have talked with a friend about that, and apparently in his region, they literally open up the ground, put in those optic fiber stuff and whatever 2 years ago, and he was promised to basically have it, but he still doesn't have that kind of internet connection. So it's already in the ground for 2 years, and that thing still isn't being used for him. Let's try not to use murder as a solution. What do you mean? 28 accidental manslaughters for better internet? Don't stress too much and do anything too illegal, please. Okay, Stepan, I will do anything too illegal. I will do it. I will. Okay. Kubera. Don't do. Oh man, shucks. Now I have, but I think your first message will hold up in court. I got fiber 2 years ago, but now I'm stuck with one provider because no other providers use this cable network. Yeah, I don't know. How the German to English translation there makes sense. Yeah, I understand it. But the thing is, I don't even trust Germany in the sense of that if they use that optic fiber or whatever fiberglass, that it would be stable then, because it's still Germany. I just don't trust it, and it doesn't even make sense. So, as I often said it before, technically I'm promised 1000 Mbps downloads, but in best cases I oftentimes get between 800 and 900. So there's a 10% loss already, even in good times. And download, I'm promised 50 Mbps. So first of all, why is there such a huge discrepancy between those two? I'm pretty sure that even those copper wires or something can have better download speeds than 50. And from those 50, I would be God sent if I only had a 10% loss, which would mean like I would be at, what, 45 Mbps download? But no, at best case, I'm at 30, but most of the time, I'm more at 25. But like during streams when I check, I'm mostly around 10! And... it's optic fiber, fiberglass is something different. Okay. So, I don't know. I don't even know. Like, I don't think there is anything that I can do. I already have, like, of course, all of my browsers closed while I'm streaming. I already have not too much stuff. Using the ISP provided router. I'm using the router that was sent to us together when we got this tariff. Not tariff. Tariff is a German word. This contract. So let's just say contract. So it's the official thingy. I'm also connected with cable, you know, LAN. LAN. What is it the same in English? Is it called LAN cable? LAN cable. LAN cable, yeah, whatever. So I shouldn't have Ethernet cable. Yeah. I'm connected with cable, so there should be even less of a loss towards my computer. For like the internet, but I just don't know. I just don't know. I'm also going to use the Fire Emblem OST again because I don't want to go crazy. I'm gonna we're gonna yap until the song is through one more time. Getting a dedicated router can boost your speeds. Also make sure you can use a Cat 5e or up cable for LAN. I have no idea what my cable is. I would need to check my Amazon thing again to see what I ordered like about a year ago or something. But it should be pretty up to date. It was an Amazon top seller. I have no idea what Cat 5e is. That sounds like D&D 5e. I always know how to bring things back to D&D. But yeah, I think I'm doing whatever I can, and most of the issues are in the hands of Germany. I doubt a recent cable is less than Cat 5e. Also, yeah, I need to count something. So I got... Oh, I could use that as well. Because I was setting up something for Twitch redeems. I think there's a way to do it also with YouTube, but it's easier to just do it on Twitch. So Twitch is getting more benefits that YouTube won't have. I'm not spoiling yet what it is, but it is something that I've talked about before. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I will hydrate shortly. Thank you for the hydrate, Ruby. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 here. And with emotes we have 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. And if we go into assets, I could probably use at least one of them, which would mean it would be 33-ish. So do the coins I've accumulated so far mean nothing? Nah, I will find a usage for them. It's just that I think the thing that I have is not compatible with that because it comes from a different bot. Actually, I want to look at this. Can I give a person Twitch points? Let me hydrate. I got tea here, so I'm hydrating with my tea. Oh yeah, I also want to add one more tag to my Twitch tags. Because I saw some other VTubers use that tag and I thought it was kind of funny, and it kind of needs to be there. And according to that person that I was watching yesterday, he said that that was his best performing tag. So I'm not just now going to put it in there, and we can of course just ignore anything related to it. It should be updating. Maybe you need to reload to see the tag. It's now there. Yeah. It's present. Okay, wait, the music. I must stop the music for now, because we now are on the loop, and I'm now switching over to the Fire Emblem music. Okay, what did I... Okay, I wanted to check with the Twitch. That is indeed a good selling point. I'm stopping blushing. So can I don't know if I can... Let me Google this. Can you give a viewer Twitch channel points? You cannot directly give, transfer, or manually add Twitch channel points to a specific viewer. Points is to refund a previously redeemed award, which returns those specific points to the viewer. Okay, so I can't give. I need to look into if I can use this thing together with streamer bots. Let me test something. This is going to take a tiny moment for me just to see if how does it work if I use it on YouTube. So it would be this one. What's so different about this? Commands. That would work just for commands, but how would it cost something? I guess. Oh, new sub tweet tips. YouTube super chat, YouTube member. Oh yeah, because YouTube doesn't have a point system, of course. There will be things to do with your points. Hello Aurora Bora! Welcome to stream. I just saw your YouTube comment as well. Yeah, I'm now a cute bun. I got those cute buns. I'm switching screen towards the layout here now. Let me remove myself. Swoop, swoop. And of course you guys need to see the red filter. I don't even know if it's necessary, but it will be there. And Kubera. Kubera. There it is. Nice. I think I'm gonna make the music slightly less loud. Maybe a bit more. Maybe like half. Because otherwise it was blaring in my ear, but I think for you guys it is fine, maybe? Probably. Oh my god, I need to drink a bit more. But yeah, with the streamer bot, there will be additions, but I just need to work on that as well. And streamer bot is actually something that I need to freaking learn in its entirety, because it's actually a complicated thing. Is it streambot? No, streamer. What the frick is it? StreamerBot Exo, there it is. Let me just start it, because I haven't started in the other streams. And for the YouTube watchers, at least you gotta earn your coins if you're watching on YouTube. And then find ways for me to use it. Oh wait, is it not connected, YouTube Broadcaster? Log in. Log in. I'm gonna show off something secretly. But let me turn it off for a moment. I don't know if I have an account with Pyro. Yeah, nothing's happening. I'm not sure if I have an account. Review profile. My email. What the frick is avatar? To existing account. To link your Discord. Why is StreamerBot being a poopy head? Authorize. This site can't be reached. Avatar is a movie about blue aliens. Ew, that sucks. Oh, wait, but Stepan got his coins, so is the bot actually online? Is it like partially working? Hello, Daybreak. I hope you had a fantastic day so far, and it's only getting tastier from here on out. Nice to meet you. My name is Pyro Bunferno, the fire squirrel bunny ready to charm you. So the boss seems to be online. Do I actually have some action commands? Pending actions, none. Action history. Present viewers trigger. Actions. Check point balance. That's the command that you did so far. Commands here. I don't have many commands right now. I don't even know what commands I could actually set up on the YouTube side. I of course could do the standard Twitch commands as well with the freaking hydrate and workout and everything else. But on YouTube you have so many more coins. So considering that people on YouTube, Louis, are you here and can you write? Can you tell me how many coins you have at the moment? Because I assume you are basically the person who spent the most time here. Calling you out of your secret hidey hole. Yeah, how many Twitch channel points do you have at the moment? $10,862. So considering that some people on YouTube have in the millions of coins, so millions to 2 million, and you have 10,000. So if we equalize that and try to put it together, it would basically be so the math between that would be, if we use the million people, the million people divided by the 10,000, it would be just, so it's a 100 times factor. So if we use a 100 times factor and equalize it, that would basically mean that a water redeem, a hydrate redeem, which I think is, let me check, 350. So if it's 350 on the one side, that would be 350 times 100. So would that mean that one hydrate redeem is 35,000 YouTube coins? To be honest, that would also be unfair, because YouTube coins are still earned at, let me look at the speed at what they were earned. Not viewers, it's under integrations, no. Services, no. Settings, general settings, no. The bot got so many updates, so it's now looking a lot different. I'm trying to understand it again. Where is that stuff now? Is it also under actions? Present viewers trigger. That argument points per minute. So basically you can get 50 coins per minute on YouTube. So you guys just have a lot of coins because of the system that I created with the stocks. The comments are a bit hard to see on YouTube. Yeah, they're a bit small, probably, right? They're a bit small. Let me look at my assets. I look at this, and gaming gets assets. I could probably, if I just use, or by my huge ears. Excuse me, they're average-sized ears for average-sized bunny squirrelkin. I could technically pull up this thing here, which is now over this, and if I do this and remove this, no, but it was supposed, no, this is, I can't do this. No. We have to live with this. I think it's the best setup that I can do. It's readable. It's technically readable. Person coming into stream saying their name. What are you, a Pokemon? Let me throw my balls in your face. But yeah, Frozen, I hope you had a fantastic day so far, and it's only getting nicer from here on out. Zoom times 100. Let me do this. Now I'm at the Pokemon. What are you, huh? Tapped out. What the freak is going on now? Nothing too special. Okay. Let me just... Last week... Let's get into reading. We've been talking for half an hour. Last week... Ashley? Okay, guys, I think I should end stream. Who the frick is Ashley? Who the frick is Ashley? Pokemon here, don't torture me by jailing me into a ball for 20 years. Asha. Asha was put on trial. And we learned also that she doesn't have long to live as well. Similar to our girl Kubera Lise. Let's go, Resident Evil. And so Lise learned more about the killings of the Kuberas. They also learned that Asha was basically farming experience points by continuously reviving halves, because halves don't have any rights, and so it wasn't really considered murder. And it seems from just this starting panel, we are not starting where we left off last week. Because last week we ended on traumatized Lise picture, which is the thumbnail for this YouTube stream. And now we are here with Lise bleeding. But open the door means this is probably a flashback towards the time when she was in the aircraft. Asha is now legally named Ashley. Asha abusing dungeon resets. That's crazy. She was a beta tester. Asha, I'm over here. Open the door. I saw the shape of her mouth reciting a spell, but I could only hear her very faintly. So I believed that I was mistaken. There was no way that could be, that she couldn't possibly use a spell like that on me in that situation. Your justice and mine won. Huti Asvins. Oh, I can say your recovery magic is better than mine for sure. I'm better at a lot of other spells than you. But is Lise okay? What happened to her? Lise eyesight 2020. She said she just swung the sword of return, but a red light came out of it and the railing smashed. She said she doesn't know why, but it looks like she accidentally used the transcendental. She seemed really sorry when I said I would handle the repair for the railings and she had to rush off somewhere. Hold on, Run. Let's just get this straight. I'm the one who did the repair, not you. Sorry, Professor. Is there anything you would like to eat? I, Run, have a gold card. Jeez, now you're just talking big. Sorry, but individual visits are not possible right now. Since she's a Class A magic offender with proven charges of magic murder. You tell me what you wish to communicate to her, I will review it and then relay your message to her. It's alright. It's not something I can say to anyone else. Well, bye then. Isn't she the girl who stood up for Asha earlier? Yeah, but she seems completely different from earlier. I wonder what happened. Lise, so you really did come to see Asha. Could we talk? Just for a moment? Minute? Is it true that Kaz is alive? Yeah. It was, huh? But it really was him that I saw on the day I left Altera. Then, is it also true that Asha knew about that and kept it from me? Well, that is true, Lise, but the blue writing is just my personal opinion. No, you were at the very least right about how I felt. It's true that I ended up depending on Asha because I thought that I had nothing left. And it's also true that I wouldn't have put my life on the line for revenge if I had met Cass. I know myself better than anyone. The only thing that you were wrong about is this. The part about me not knowing that Asha tried to kill me. You were wrong about that, Mir, huh? I remember the moment when Asha was about to kill me. You would be totally wrong to think that it was for all for my sake to keep all of this hidden from me. My smile resembles my father's? What meaning does smiling have when it's through a complete dissection such as this? Yeah, Lise needs huggies. Lise, first, just listen to what I have to say. Crazy that season 1 scene that was played as a joke is now a somewhat tragic scene. Scene of Asha teleporting Lise when she saw Kaz. I mean, it was already clear that Asha was manipulating her at that point, right? It was already clear. And why couldn't she just wait for a bit longer? There was no reason not to wait. So it was always clear that something was going on, but it's now much more serious, yeah. Your father was a hero on Carter. I deeply respected him with all my heart, so person here right now is Lise Hayas, not Raoul Lise. Not because I look like someone, or because I have a special name. Can't you just look at me for who I am? Am I completely useless without those features? Why does everyone... Why? Why won't you come? Why aren't you here now? I guess she kinda is true that Yuta is the only one that wanted her for herself. And not because she is Kubera. Not because she is Rao's daughter. And not because she can do this or that. Don't go. You can't go. Come back. Please, come back. It's better to have my body ripped apart than to have my heart ripped apart. Yuta has trouble. Ibo. You little... Can't believe you. Can't believe you would say that right now. Every time you reread Kubera, there's a lot of scenes with a new meaning from the context. Lise, who are you looking for? Huh? What's gotten into you all of a sudden? Lise? Something doesn't feel right. She doesn't seem to be any particular danger, but is something wrong? I'll just go check on her. If it's nothing, I can just leave again. Northern Elof, the transport ship terminal. Wait, this ship goes between Kali Bloom and the Aero Plateau. Why did it come here? There was a problem with the ship on its way from Kali Bloom to Aero Plateau. Lutz said that he would inspect the ship himself, so he told us to change its direction to Elof. He should have said that before they loaded up with packages in Aero Plateau. Just give us more work. Hey, new guys, take out all of the packages and sort them out. Okay. Will you be able to carry that? Aren't you going to use Hoti Kubera? I can hold this much without magic. Don't push yourself. No one cares how strong you are around here. Shoot. I knew I should have focused on Bhavati Vayu when I was in school. Is that somebody I am supposed to know? Apparently you get chosen for the transport ship team right away as long as you're able to talk while using that spell. My brother says that spell is all he has, and yet he's on the transport ship team now. As long as you don't mind getting motion sickness, he says there's almost nothing hard about the job. Plus they paid a double. Hey, look at this. What's in here? The prepaid shipping cost is worth an entire month of my salary. What? A month's salary? Let me see. I wanna see too. Oh, it's sure going far. Altera? It even says that it's going from Misty Shore to Altera by teleportation. That's nuts. That's nuts. That's nuts. I would like some nuts. Chat, give me your nuts. Bhavati Vayu is one of the flying spells. The other is Bhavati Kubera. But only Vayu spells work near Aero Plateau. No snooping. Nah, this is just like the people from customs. They always open the packages. Oh, that reminds me of something. Oh, what was it? Maybe some of you have seen that on Twitter as well. There was a case rather recently, maybe a month or at most 2 ago, where a person from the US had ordered a very, very old visual novel. I'm not sure if it was an eroge or if it was considered some other kind of game. Hello Cozy, welcome to the stream. I hope you had a nice day so far, and it's only going to get more and more buntastic from now on. But this game, this visual novel eroge, it was a very, very old game, and basically it was still on. I think it was on a floppy disk. And so you know how old it is if the game existed on a floppy disk. And why it was on a floppy disk and not just like, oh, somebody converted it and now it can be on USB sticks or whatever, because that probably is the case that somebody converted it up. But it was one of the original things that so that there only are like 50 of those floppy disks in the existence. And existence of everything. And And the US Customs just couldn't do anything better than apparently smash open the floppy disk to look inside to see if there was anything hidden inside of it. And then send the broken floppy disk to the person that wanted it. A freaking visual novel or eroge relic destroyed just like that. Visual novel, US Customs. Are still used as save items, but kids probably have no clue what it is by now. Oh, this one was it. There it is. An ultra rare game with only 50 copies was destroyed by US Customs. Tekeripo says the 1999 visual novel Tsukihime's floppy disk was removed in its bubble wrap and damaged, adding well file a report, but literally crying right now. And this is basically how it got delivered to him. It's apparently one of the biggest name in visual novel stuff. And it's literally 1 in 50. And it's just got massacred by US Customs. And there was no good reason. Like, even if the person that was working at Customs saw this thing and was like, I don't know what this is because it's a young, like a younger zoomer or some whatever, and they don't know what a floppy disk is, but there's no reason to tear it open like that. Like, look at that. That is not just taken apart carefully to look inside. That is literally annihilated. Yeah, it's not slightly damaged. This is literally just somebody that completely destroyed it with a hammer or whatever. A relic of the past simply destroyed because the person felt like it. And I'm not sure if this is getting political, but I will say this. I don't think you can hate people working at Customs enough. I really, really don't think. God has said we must destroy the Customs. Maybe pictures set them off. I have a very high suspicion that because it says adult only, that they did something about it. Because it says adult only and has anime girls on it. I feel like for some people that's already enough of a reason to just destroy whatever they want. But I don't know. Like, even if a person is that triggered by reading adult only or something, then they shouldn't work in that kind of place. Maybe, wow, it's sure going up. What the hell could be in here for someone to blow this much money on it? It hardly weighs anything. Is it expensive clothing or something? You shouldn't have told them to suddenly turn the transport ship around. Not only do we have complaints from the employees, but we're going to have to pay some serious compensation for the packages getting to Kalibloom late. I had no choice. If I had said that the ship is heading to Ilof for an inspection, they may have realized what was going on first. But in order to preserve the evidence, I had no choice but to change the direction while making it look like it was headed for Kalibloom. Huh? Yuta? I don't know where you are, Lise, but I will find you and hug you. That's harsh, Noir. Lisa's face is really creeping me out. Creeping you out is not a nice way to say that you're, like, scared for her or, like, worried for her. Oh, it was Asha that shipped away the scarf. I didn't put that together. I didn't actually put that together. Run jumped from being a failure topology to an AA. He's still a failure topology, however, which is his pitfall. Heh. But when he casts his magic back instinct, he can almost always does so correctly. But it doesn't really matter. Because of Sampati, Yuta can't change into Shura form and has to hunt in an uncomfortable partial form. Hilda doesn't look so sure next to Saha, but she does when she's next to Lutz. The wind around Mirha shows that she just teleported to Lise via Hoti Vayu. You'd think Yuta would have learned after the last time he teleported to his scarf. We've seen Tilda's hooves before. Tilda's hooves? I didn't even notice Tilda's hooves. Yeah, I remember seeing her ears here, but the hoofs I didn't even notice. Go on, tell me exactly where the remaining humans are now. It requires a lot of vigor to find names. You know that I'm not in very good health right now. I know, but still, since this is the final attack, shouldn't we be as thorough as possible? We didn't come this far for nothing. Well, if it's that hard, just check whether one of them is in red hell. Not even that far away. Don't tell me you're going to whine about even that being too hard. All I have to do is tell you that. Then you won't call on me anymore until this fight is finished. I won't call on you even if someone tells me to. You have your own job to do after all. What? I've never noticed Tilda has hoofs. Stepan realizing new things as well over there. There's definitely one person in Red Handle. The location is almost exactly the same as I checked last time. The person seems to be staying in the center of the city. Okay, then we'll attack Red Handle as planned. Just wait here, and the moment that human dies, do the thing that you've been preparing for. Sagara. Huh? What? Don't die. Why does Kubera care about Sagara? Of course I want. I always thought that Kubera was connected to the Ananta tribe in some way. Like, yeah, she is cute. She's my waifu. Like, I was just thinking that, the Ananta, like every Shura tribe is also connected to one of the gods in some form or way. PK can't resist sexy Sagara. Sexy Sagara always, yeah, sure. A Golden Knight? Golden Knight is probably what you meant. I wonder is always the right answer to these questions. Well, it's like when I read Tower of God, I think, and people were saying, all of the answers you can find at the top of the tower. By the way, for anyone reading Tower of God, I'm not sure if I will ever get back into it. I have not read a single chapter of the freaking Mazino story as well. Not a single chapter. I just don't care. I don't know. Something that Siu did made me lose 100% interest. Yeah, the Anantas do have the Earth attribute as the clan attribute. That's what I want to say basically before I got sidetracked again. I basically was like, every Shura tribe has an elemental attribute. And if I remember correctly, Ananta was Earth, Kubera is Earth, so it seems like the god of Earth somehow is connected to the Ananta tribe as well. In what way? I don't know. Sorry for causing trouble. I was mistaken because my scarf had fallen into the wrong hands. The tablet converts his writing to voice. It's still under development, so the voice output is female. Interesting. But that's a good item. He got Kubera in short. It used to be used because Kubera is sometimes not precise enough. You know, but Golden Knight also makes sense. But I guess Elise could also be the Golden Knight. No, that is quite alright. I can see why you misunderstood the situation. It's more than enough that you managed to stop when you did. Sorry to interrupt, but do you have to speak with such formality looks? Even your brother isn't this formal with him. Just speak casually, guys. I don't care about that kind of thing. Really? Then we can all speak. I will continue to speak formally. As will I. A magician who is able to use deadly spells is actually a very dangerous being. It means that a person with the power to kill dozens or hundreds of people in an instant with just a single word is living amongst the defenseless people of this complex city. Almost all damages can be reversed using recovery magic, but death is difficult to return back. Before the Great Upheaval, there were some magicians who could use Hoti Vishnu, but as it was an extremely advanced spell, it came at a high cost. I won't do it for any less than this. If you don't like it, then find another magician. You can accept the risk of their name being registered in the underworld while you're looking for another magician, that is. With all kinds of strange tales going around about the principles of that spell, there were some people who refused in advance to let their time be turned back with that spell. You heard the rumors? It would probably better to have our name go on the Do Not Resurrect list. Do Not Resurrect, DNR. True, if the rumors are true, it would be better to just die. I wonder if we're just going to learn the rumors now, because there was a tiny secret of what they were talking about with Lise, of like, Lise, you should put your name on the Do Not Resurrect list. Let's see, close supply, high demand. With or without Hotivizn, death is not a matter to be taken lightly. The most important virtue for magicians, since before the Great Upheaval until now, has always been valuing human lives. Asha is someone who disregarded the basic virtue and committed murder. That's different for humans, since it's natural for us to eat and be eaten. We don't place much value on life. So you don't understand this human concept? No, I understand. There are many times when I'm jealous that they don't have to eat one another. Well, in spite of her committing murder like that, Asha's targets are very clear. She is not an indiscriminate murderer, so she's not an immediate threat to us. Her abilities are also far too great for us to get rid of with execution. Maybe not in a peaceful situation, but with the city being threatened like this, she's a talented individual who is very difficult to give up. The rumors were mentioned in a note Claude left to Theo in a recent chapter. They were? I thought it was also still like vaguely mentioned Cory in the way of like, it was not mentioned to Elise, but it was mentioned in the note towards Theo and Saira? No. Seria? Earth Priest guy. And basically, you should. It was not to Elise, it was to them of like, probably put your name on that list. But I don't know. They didn't specify what it was. Sierra, right? Speaking of the same thing, yeah. That is why I figured that no matter how this meeting turned out, they would not be able to actually execute her. And that is how it actually turned out. Not close something like, did you not hear about the rumors? You should look into it. But from Asha's perspective, whether she does get executed or imprisoned, it is clear that she will lose her freedom. So I was suspicious of why on earth she herself would choose to go to Aero Plateau. Why did you decide to reveal it now after hiding it all this time? I thought about it a lot, but this seemed like the better way to go. Are you saying you've decided to turn yourself in out of guilt? No, I wouldn't be able to do this kind of thing if I had any sense of guilt left. I got rid of that emotion long ago. Also, Saha said that Asha could not use Hotivizn on him, because he is on the DNR list. The law of Claude? I'm still not sure how to feel about this joker of a guy. She said she didn't turn herself in out of a sense of guilt. Which means there's a reason that she can't run away by herself, or she has another plan. I do not think Asha is evil, but I also do not think she is a wholly good person either. I simply prepared a safety net, since there was no telling what a high-ranking magician will do when backed into a corner. As there was an unknown explosion on a transport ship, now we can't properly use it. Are you asking me to help you check this video? I was originally going to do this with Tilda, but since you're already here, I would appreciate it if you could help me. There are 64 security cameras installed on the transport ship, and the tapes are as long as the travel time. So it will take a lot of time to check all of these. Alright, but is there a way to make the videos play any more quickly? This is to make the overall speed quicker. This is to make it slower, and this one is to pause the video. You want to control a certain screen? You need to push the screen number and the set at the same time. Look, you're not just watching one screen, you have to watch all 64 of them. Can you check it properly if you watch it that quickly? Person behind that woman, that's Claude, right? He passed by number 13 and 19, so I suggest you take a closer look and check yourself. Claude, that bastard! Also, okay, that's the same message. Sorry, I'm not sure. And he's crying. That's where he was. So Claude was the cause of the explosion. Didn't you see him in the transport ship the day before it left? You should have stopped him then. Yeah, still, he's a priest, so I figured it would be okay. He may do a lot of very strange things, but I did not think he was this insane. Anyway, we found the cause of the explosion thanks to you. Could you please check to see if there are any other... Oh my god, what have you done to the memory? I just brought that here from the transport ship. That was our only piece of evidence. Hold on, Tilda. He looks upset. Looks like you still haven't managed to take off the hide of bondage that you're wearing. Shall I tell you a way to take it off right now? But I just tried to remodel it recently, so I cannot remodel it right now, even with the best materials. No, I'm not saying you should remodel the hide of bondage. I'm saying you should use it as a material to remodel this scarf. I wonder what he's thinking about. What would that mean? Like, Fuser transformed his scarf in the height of bondage, and that's what Future Elise is wearing, so no one can take the scarf from her like Asha did. Ah, I can see that. Got Kubera's armor. Do you want him to take off the cloak? Stay tuned. The situation is serious, but everything Yuta writes on the tablet comes out through the speaker in a female voice. I mean, that doesn't make it any less serious. Don't leave expensive devices around Yuta. In the offer comment for the Korean release, Kurigom jokes that Yuta is a professional at breaking machines, and refers to both Lutz's recordings and Rish Seiran's surveillance equipment. It's heavily implied in this episode, and the next view that message Lutz read is from Saha. This episode also confirms that Saha never intended to execute Asha. The true purpose of the Magician's Conference, which Lutz mentions but does not explain, will be revealed later. Also, the videos are the evidence Lutz referred to last episode. Time for Elise to get a killer outfit. I'm still wondering, because it wasn't... was it explained? I don't think it was explained entirely why Claude did this explosion thing. Why did he do it? You feel better now? Mira. Sorry, I was upset earlier. Shouldn't have taken my anger out on you, but I just had to vent my rage since I couldn't meet Asha and ask her about it. Sorry I was so harsh. Huh? It's okay, it wasn't harsh. It was barely a grumble, let alone harsh. Huh? Please, I think you are like Rao, but I also think you are like me. Me when I was a child. Acting like I was fine when I was not. Pretending not to be sick even when I was. Always smiling in an effort to keep even one more person by my side. It may even seem foolish, but right now I actually miss that time when I was so innocent, since I can't return to it. Now, no matter how hard I try to smile, I can't smile like I did as a child. All that's left is a forced, somewhat pretentious, shadowed smile. People change like that when they suffer a great betrayal. That's why I wanted you to keep that smile of yours for a bit longer, Lise. I apologize if you're upset that I hid the truth. I didn't mean anything bad by it, really. His actions are still a mystery. Okay. Right, Lise. Shall I contact Cass for you? I send a notice to Altera Magic Academy. No! Don't contact him! Why? They already think I'm dead, and they've all probably adapted to the situation by now. I don't really need to go back. Still, didn't you want to see them? But you wouldn't have put your life on the line for revenge if you had known they were alive. That's true, or rather, it was. But not now, Mirha, since I don't have much time left to live anyway. If I go back to my friends, I will just make them sad in a few years anyway. It's better this way. Hold on, think it over again, Lise. I understand that you want revenge. I felt something similar before, although it wasn't exactly the same. I was a survivor from the collapsed Splendid Cart, and everyone who was close to me died. Asha, who I didn't even have a chance to meet after entering school, was the closest person that I had. Everyone I knew vanished to thin air. My dad was here in Vilrarf, but since we couldn't move between planets after a great upheaval, at the time I didn't even have a hope of seeing my dad. After losing everything so quickly, falling into the deepest pit, at first all I could think was that I wanted to die. Then later, all I wanted was to kill the bastard who drove me into the situation. If I could have done it on my own, I would have probably torn him to death 100 times. Mirha. But Lise, this is revenge on a high-rank Shura, nothing else. Revenge where we only have a slim chance of succeeding, even if we give our lives up, with a high chance of dying a meaningless death. However short your remaining lifespan may be, it's much more valuable than revenge. Even if your lifespan runs out tomorrow and you die, it's more valuable to live even a little bit longer and smile than to throw away your life today. For the sake of those who have passed away before you, and for your own sake. Thank you for saying that. But my responsibility is too great to just back down from it. Responsibility? Well... The attack on my village was because of me, right? What? Who said that? That's not true. The Shuras who attacked are the bad ones. It wasn't your fault, even if they attack again in the future. There's no need for you to take responsibility for that. It's not like you chose your name either. Then, is it my dad's fault for naming me this? Mirha, you said you respect my dad, right? So did I since I was a child. Those feelings didn't change even until I was in Kalibloom. But now, I'm not sure. Honestly, right now, I feel like I can't go on living if I don't take responsibility for this. I wish I had met Kaz a bit earlier. Before I came this far? Before I came this far. I knew both of you would come looking for me. But I didn't think you would both show up together this late at night. Take me to Rentello. Please stop her! He has a great understanding of Lise as a character. It's kind of the first look where she opens up a lot, right? Lise so far was just a little plushie that was being pushed around left and right by all people. And now she is looking at it, investigating, seeing more about herself. I miss Kaz and his dumb math books. Man, I wish this entire story was just them bantering. One at a time. I'm not feeling very well right now. I heard that the Shuras around Renhello are getting ready to attack, so I want to help out their support team there. I have 2 godly items and can use Hoti Kubera and Bhavati Kubera. I won't be a burden. No, she's not ready for that yet. She'll only get in the way if she goes. Well, if that's so, then what about all the fighters who got lower scores than me in the Test of the Swords? Well, those kind of battles are mostly for magicians. Passing the Test of the Swords with top marks means you can't falter as a fighter. Plus, she has 2 highly valuable godly items. I think she's more than qualified to help. But Saha, I know Lise is one of the people with the name Kubera. She was the only person on a transport ship without an ID. Normally, she should be protected instead of being sent into a danger zone. But unfortunately, Lise is the one of the sword of return right now. In a battle against high-rank Shuras with ridiculous renegation, okay. There's a huge difference between whether the owner of the sword of return participates or not. Plus, it's not like we can hand Lise's sword over to anyone else. So it would be good if Lise helped out even by throwing the sword from a distance and retrieving it. I could do that. I may not be good with transcendentals, but I've practiced it a lot. Good, Lise asks. I appreciate you volunteering to offer support in Rentello, where not even top rankers want to go. You're exactly the kind of person we need in this age. But there's no need for you to move to Rentello, since you will end up there just by staying here. Oh, is the entire Aero Plateau just flying over to Rentello at the moment? That's kinda hype. But I'm wondering here, as I said, if they know that the Shuras are going to attack Rentello, they should just bring freaking Kazakh and Asha know that she's basically like their prisoner warrior, and all these other high ranks. If they all come together and Lise can use her like throw the sword to negate the regeneration, then they could probably defeat those Shuras, right? Or like, I think they could defeat even if there would be sacrifices and deaths, but I do think they could win. And also, the entire thing of God Kubera, Kazakh's already in Rentello, by the way. Oh, he is? Okay. The entire thing with God Kubera that confuses me a tiny bit. So he helps the Ananta Shura figuring out where the Kuberas are. And then they kill the Kuberas. I'm not sure if that diminishes his power, but he says he's not doing well, and I'm not sure if that's connected to it. But when he helps them to find Kuberas and kill them. But with Lise, he didn't kill her or help them to find Lise. Like he even made sure that Lise, he talked with Lise casually. He basically made like he could have taken away the Golden Knight, but didn't. He could have taken away the He could have taken away the Sword of Return, but he left it in Lise's hands. So I'm not entirely sure. Also, yes, Sana's been playing 4D chess this whole time. We're ready to move the city. Alright, then we'll start moving it now. Our destination is Rentello. After combining the barriers around the 2 cities in the air above Rentello, we'll annihilate the Shuras surrounding Rentello. Oh, Yuta is flying up there. He looks even more edgy, so I think he has the hide of bondage around his chest at the moment. Kazakh took a bunch of magicians from Kali Bloom to Rentello after Gandharva's attack. Ah, I must have forgotten that detail. If overliving cities was possible, why don't they do it all the time? The reason is, the Lee Sin Cast flashback is from Season 1, Episode 1. So it's halfway hidden when he wears his overcoat. Sahas actually has a very long section of hair. Kurigam drew both Lee's and Mirha with similar poses and expressions while they pleaded with Saha, possibly to emphasize similarities between the two. Saha, ever the dutiful priest, barely pauses from his paper during this conversation with them. One theory as to why Iroh Plateau did not go to Kali Bloom 8 was that the Chaos Barrier would cause it to fall from the sky. Yuta's pants have turned black again. They were also black the last time he had the hide on. Ah, I didn't know that it was black back then. I thought it was blacker than before, but I wasn't entirely sure what about his outfit changed. And also, I like this. Why didn't do it all the time? The reason is... ... This is a very Ichiro Oda-like answer. Number 4. What's going on? It looks like the humans are up to something. It would probably be hard to find myself a sponsor even if I went to the checkpoint right now. They say that gods can just pass right through barriers. I'm not sure if wearing this will make me be seen as a god, but I'll just try for now. If it doesn't work, I'll find another way. Right, good. Yuta is a special case. Holy shit. I don't know what's going on, but during this stream already, I had like 3 moments where I had like an... I don't know if it's acid reflux or something, but I think you already understand what I'm saying. I had that happen 3 times, and holy shit. Did you manage to modify the scarf? Modifying a body part for a living creature. I've never seen or heard of such a thing. Modifying magic sometimes works even on living creatures, Tilda. The staff of Agni is a part of Agni, the fire god. It's been modified countless times so far. What? That's because the staff of Agni is a godly item, but Yuta's scarf is not a godly item. Why do you think so? The hide of bondage was used as a material to modify that scarf. The godly item of the notorious goddess was used as mere modifying material. There cannot be a higher divinity than a primeval god. No item should be able to consume the hide of bondage as material. Never, unless the goddess Kali approves it. That kind of modification will never succeed. I thought it was a bit strange that you willingly used an item from someone else's modifying material. So you agreed because you figured it wouldn't work anyway, but then it ended up working? I can think of one possibility. The possibility that Yuta and Kali are blood relatives. I've never heard of Kali having a son, but it's the only thing I can think of right now. Since she's a goddess who vanished by several Nastika named left, with several Nastika names left by Vishnu. If she took one of those names to become a Nastika herself and have a son, that son would be both a Rakshasa and have the characteristics of a god. Oh, we back. Hello there, Flip. Flip popping, Theo. Flip popping. Flip pop. Flip popping. 2 baddies. Hey, Flip. We back. Since she's a goddess who vanished with several Nastika names left by Vishnu. So she turned into a Vishnu. Don't worry, just flip. Oh, it's Filippo! Filippo. I missed the first eye. I didn't see the first eye. I was like, flip, flip, flip! Let's flip that skateboard! I love is led by 2 genius priests. It may sound like a wild hypothesis, but there's no other explanation for me successfully modifying this scarf by using the hide of bondage as modifying material. Wills arrived at that conclusion so fast too, and was treated as a whole big secret at the end of Season 1. If that hypothesis is true, isn't this a very dangerous situation? If he's the son of such a notorious goddess, there's a chance that he might misuse that modified item. Did he look like he would? No, well, of course I think Yuta seems like a good guy. I've never seen a Shura like that in my almost a century alive. Honestly, I felt kind of drawn to him. But you're not someone who acts on feelings like that, Lutz. Thought you wouldn't trust Yuta unless you had a more concrete reason. A reason? There are plenty of reasons. First of all, Ran isn't afraid of Yuta at all, and he's been very relaxed around him. Second, Agni has been silent in spite of knowing about Yuta's existence, and he allowed him to enter a city. And third, that Dane Kali Bloom. He left on his own without Lise. Ultimately, it means that he values the life of a single human more than his own instincts or desires. Even if it's only limited to Lise, the fact that he made such a choice is important. Ah, that's true. There's no cure when a creature with a long lifespan falls for someone with a shorter lifespan. Are you speaking from experience? Not my own. Lutz was like, do you love me? Do you love me? Maybe do you love me? Anyway, as the priest, pay attention to defending Elof. We may be far away from where the Shuras are gathering, but we still have one Kubera here. Don't you have anything else to say? About what? Never mind. I wonder what he meant by that. What else could she have need to say? The results of the most recent live set show that there are 3 Kuberas left, one in Rentello, Elof, and here in Iron Plateau. I'm keeping it a secret just in case, but I've already figured out who all 3 are. Love me! The Shuras are targeting Rentello since it has the weakest defenses out of the 3 cities. Most of the Rakshasas and Upani high-ranked Shuras are concentrated around Rentello right now. The attack is as big as the one on Altera, they should be able to stop it at Rentello, but there are way more Shuras around Rentello right now than there were during the attack on Altera. Alantas, Garudas, even Yakshas, Rentello will be destroyed if we don't do anything. So you're going to move Aero Plateau to help Rentello? That's right. Aero Plateau is the only floating city out of the 6 cities that can move around. If another city moves through the air and overlaps with its barrier, both the cities are much safer than when they're separate. They can't always stay together since it causes a few problems. But this is the best option for at least temporary defense. But this would endanger everyone, including the Kubera and Aero Plateau. How can you go through with this without discussing it with other people? There's no time to ask for opinions, and I'm not in a position to accept any opposing opinions. Have you thought about what the Shura's next target will be after the Kubera and Rentello dies? In the face of a planet-level threat, thinking of our own safety and spreading out will only bring about our own demise. Maybe you should have read the paper on his desk, but it was upside down, Stepan! It was upside down, I couldn't be bothered. Now I'm turning my head around, okay. Goal isn't to execute Asha, delay the execution, don't worry about it, Elof with Tilda. Someone is to be there too. Defend Elof with Tilda. That was the paper that Saha... Wasn't that the paper that Saha wrote? Defend Elof with Tilda. But I still don't know what he meant by Tilda. Don't you have anything else to say? That paper didn't help me with that. We can't beat them, we'll be in danger. No matter where we are anyway. They launch a full-scale attack over there. We need to make it our goal to drive them away with our full force. What about those who can't fight? Shouldn't we evacuate them first? Heidi, we can't evaluate people like that from our plateau. Probably evacuate. It would take forever to evacuate civilians for a few transport ships. It's unfortunate, but we'll have to take everyone here with us in order to help Rentello. So I hope you will each try to minimize civilian casualties as best as you can. Whew, this puts a lot of pressure on us. I knew it was strange that the meeting place suddenly got changed to Aero Plateau. Checking Asha's magic records was only the superficial reason, huh? The real reason was to increase support for Rentello, right? Since it's the best way to get our high rankers with lots of times on their hands. Especially people like you. I really did just pass right through. Being your son comes in handy sometimes, mother. If I keep wearing this, I should be able to enter and leave cities like a god, right? But I don't need that kind of ability. This is just for Lise. Lise! I wonder if he's actually just going to rush towards her. Hehe. I want to fly like Yuta. The height of bonnet reveals quite a lot of his chest. When Lise wears this, would it be the same? But then it would be fired. Lol. Time for Claw to be tied to the barrier stone. Or maybe he can go out and actually participate in the fight. The barrier can be maintained by a priest candidate after all. You think Lutz's tie is hideous in this episode? It is because he got many neckties as presents. He tries to wear them all, no matter how weird they are. Asha previously told Run about Kali and the defective Nastika names she kept. I mean, it reveals a lot of his chest. Yuta wasn't even... like, Yuta's chest was completely revealed before he wore the Height of Bondage. And Lise could always wear something on top of the Height of Bondage, or below it, I guess. Probably on top of it. What's going on? I haven't seen that since the Great Upheaval. Although I've heard that it can move around when another city is in crisis. They stayed still during the Altera attack and Kali Bloom attack. Why did they only move it this time? Is the situation that serious? Christ, I knew this would happen since I heard the news about the Altera attack. The magicians will probably make decisions on their own. Oppose and go nuts, right? I don't even care whether it's a battlefield or wherever. Being inside the city sure beats being outside it. Even considering this and that, we have been living in our plateau because we like it here. Where else could we possibly go and live in a house like we do here? And I wouldn't have lived like such a bum if I had any real magic talent, fighting skills or whatever. Hey, then you would probably get pushed onto the battlefield right away. Whether it's because of a sense of responsibility or because people pushed you into it, you would obviously be in a dangerous situation. I would rather just live without any kind of talent while getting protected. And battle against high rank, sure. Okay, it's all flashback. Did Asha predict this kind of situation too? Am I acting according to Asha's plans even now? Then that would really be funny. So funny that it would bring tears to my eyes. Jeez, forcing us to move, Rintello. Why wasn't I told about this? So I did a live search for him and tried so hard to help him. He keeps the most important thing from me. Run! If I had known this would happen, it would have almost been better for you to stay in Misty Shore. What do you mean? It's better this way. They need to recovery spell experts in this kind of battle. Is it so? Then why didn't you just apply for the Rintello support team to begin with? Thought you might worry. What? Maybe I'm wrong? Hey, Rana, what do you mean by that just now? They are on a date and Lise doesn't want to interrupt. But Lise is also thinking in a way that she's being left behind. Which of course is a stupid thing, but Lise often comes to conclusions like that. And he's just watching. He's like, holy shit, she's naked! Should I just give it to her when she's awake? No, they say that Lise doesn't even remember what happened that day. If she stops me and asks me why I'm leaving, I couldn't even explain that. Not like anything's going to happen to Lise right now, so there's no need to go and leave her with sadness. I'll just leave this to Lise secretly after she falls asleep and then leave. When I look at this, I can actually see my baby, third wheel Lise. Third wheeze. The third wheeze. Now that I look at the modified Height of Bondage again, it does actually, of course, look like the jacket we see future Lise wearing. Just like you guys said. He's such a stalker in a way. It'd be really dangerous if I stay and watch her more. It's unfortunate, but I'll have to go right now. It's kinda sweet, but also kinda stalkerish, right? I'm sorry I can't be by your side, but I will at least protect you like this when you're in danger. Hang in there, Lise. Yuta? I'm not dreaming, am I? Yuta, it's you, isn't it, Yuta? What a relief, you're back! Been waiting for you so long. There's no way she would be happy to see me if she remembered what happened before. Looks like she really doesn't remember what happened in Kali Bloom. You have any idea how much I worried when you disappeared without saying anything? Yuta, look at me. Why you turned around? Don't leave like that anymore, okay? Icky. Louis, you don't know the entire connection between these two. So if I give you a bit of a summary. They met quite a while ago. Technically, I don't even know how many months ago that was, but it was a bit, it was a good chunk of time ago. And during that time, Yuta was still more of a child. And because he is part Shura. And so basically he was he's a Rakshasa, which is the child of a Nastika Shura and like another Rakshasa, or like just not a Nastika, I guess. And he was a stage 2 Rakshasa when they met, which made him appear more like a I don't know, 7 to 12-year-old boy or whatever. And Lise was mostly interacting with him like he was like a little brother or anything, and they bonded a lot. But at some point, 3-ish months, I think they met in December and it's February, I think. Okay. And they got closer and closer, and of course, as it is the case, Lise of course only saw younger brother, and Lise also didn't know that he's like a Rakshasa Shura and not like a half Shura, half human. What you're saying is Lise groomed him? Not really, because technically he's older, right? Wait, how old was Yuta again? And during some event, Yuta basically increased a stage from a second stage Rakshasa to a third stage Rakshasa, which made him grow up. And now he's like in his teen years, which of course brings hormones and puberty with it. So his little crush on Lise turned into a bit more of an obsession and something. And but because he also grew up as a Rakshasa, basically he got more hungry. These Shuras need to eat other Shuras and things just to recover energy and basically survive. And because he was had hidden that he was a Shura for a long time, he basically always had to escape out to eat other Shuras, while Lise was giving him human food, but that wasn't very good for him. He always had to vomit it out. And at some point, his obsession and hunger and love for Lise grew so much that he just saw her as a snack. It was a very delicious snack. Of course she didn't die, because she has an ability which can heal her when she is basically at close to death or something. But that happened. But he also saved her life multiple times already. He may have killed her once, but he also saved her life multiple times. And they have a decent relationship together. So they are close friends. And after he accidentally gave in to his urges, he ran away because he was scared that he would do it again and hurt Lise. So that's why he doesn't want to meet her and spend time with her. But because he is still in love with her, he still wants to see her a bit and protect her. So that's why he broke in there. But he didn't want to spend more time because he didn't know when his urges would get too strong again. So it is a bit icky still, but it's not necessarily. I can't call the guy 100% icky. I don't know if Yuta's age was mentioned until now, so I don't want to spoil you. Okay. Chaos Clan basically love to eat people who are strong, who are weakened for some reason. That's also a thing. Yuta is a Shura from the Chaos Clan. As you learned, he's also the child of Kali. Kali the goddess. And Chaos, as Aurora Bora said, likes to eat strong people. But Chaos Clan doesn't just like to eat strong people, but always strong people when they are weakened. And so his inner urges as Chaos Clan was, oh Lise, I like you so much, you're so beautiful, you're so strong, and now you're so weak. Nom 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 nom. There's a lot more to the story, of course. This is a lot simmered down to everything. But he's not a bad guy per se. He's just he's just in Shura puberty. I'm sorry, Lise. Ah, that's strange. I tried to leave the city right away, but why did I only make it this far? Lise, What? What are you doing, Lise? Why are you attacking? That's actually why Lise's potential is huge and it isn't limited to just the present. But I don't know why she's attacking him. But this is a crazy panel. Lise tried asking nicely, but Yuta chose violence. I mean, Yuta didn't choose violence. Yuta ran away, right? Yuta was like, I'm sorry, Lise, I can't stay here. He could have probably explained a bit more and be like, I'm busy. He could have even lied and said, hey, I'm a bit busy. But now things happening. But why is she killing him? Why are you leaving? You promised me. I will stay by your side until you tell me to go. That was when he was still child Yuta. You said you would stay by my side until I tell you to go, you promised. Don't go. Is she going yandere? Don't go, Yuta. Please. Yuta looks even older in this panel. Yuta can't talk though. I'm just talking back, I guess. Right, Yuta can't talk. But didn't he? I don't know if he brought the freaking translating thing with him. You have to admit, panties and tank top cape, cape, and a sword is sexy as fuck. You're talking about a 16-year-old woman there. Height of Punch is just a cloak and not a full outfit. You have to wear something underneath. Don't jump out like Lise did, wearing only her underwear. Lise's room is on the top floor where people tend to not care about being seen since they're so high up. But the eyesight of Garuda clan sure is always exceptional. So what's all this stuff that's Roundup boss? Lise probably checks her windows and doors, but this time this was sort of pointless. There have been strong hints that Lise remembered everything that happened in Kali Bloom. Yeah, Yuta just thought that she didn't remember, but it's very... I feel like Lise, as always, was just playing things. Just like how she plays with Asha, just like how she plays with Run, and that was also just another of her plays. You know, when you're sad about something that you can't tell other people about, it's so comfortable just to have someone who you can cry with. Am I that kind of person for you, Yuta? Yeah, I see it. It kind of makes me happy. If you ever want to cry about something, come and see me anytime. Back then, I suddenly became curious. I wondered who can Lise cry openly with. Can I become that person for her? I say that these tears of hers make me a little bit happy. Does that make me a bit of a bad person? But she still stabbed her sword right next to him. I understand chasing after him, but it seems like she actually went into attack mode. Wait, no, what am I thinking right now? The reason Lise is leaning on me is because she forgot the terrible things that happened to her that day, but not remembering what happened doesn't make it go away. I have to leave for Lise's sake, because if I stay with her, the same thing will definitely happen again. No, no, don't go, Yuta! No! I'm sorry, Lise. I want to stay by your side, but if I do... Is she going to kiss him? Are you worried that will happen again? Don't worry about that, Yuta. I'm really fine. But she has to put the sword somewhere. Why am I thinking about a German sex joke right now? Should I tell it? Not sure. I'm really fine. Yeah, she's going for the kiss. Guys, never forget, Kubera is a romance story. Chat, should I tell the German sex joke? I'm not sure how I should comfort you. First of all, Lise says that she doesn't remember anything that happens. And then, I can't remember, I guess I fell asleep while waiting for Asha. Nice, this is a romance, right? This is a great moment, right? Romance hype. Smooch. Don't go. What's this? So you do remember it. You remember everything, yet even with those painful memories, how can you? Right now? Why, Lise? Why are you? So delicious. That was close. I almost lost my mind again. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Lise. Did you bite off her tongue? Were they French kissing? Shoot, I'm going to have to learn recovery magic, no matter how difficult it is. I don't mind the pain, but if I faint again... Lise! Lise! No, if I close my eyes... I close my eyes, he'll leave again. I have to keep my eyes open. I have to hold on to him. Yuta, don't go. You can't leave. Are you awake now? Do you feel any pain? We nearly had it! She just wants to learn recovery magic so she can keep smooching her mans. You have no idea how surprised I was when Ran carried you here covered in blood in the middle of the night. Why the heck would you do something like that when your regenerative abilities have decreased because of the Sword of Return? Plus, you don't even know how to use recovery magic. You still remember the thing with Yuta's eye colors? I guess her tongue tasted just a bit too good. It's like when I was in Sendai this year and I ate cow tongue. Now it was Kubera tongue. His eyes were blue here. I did notice the eye changing colors, but of course I don't 100% remember the meanings of the colors. Where did they change? When were they not blue? They were blue here, and then they were gray here. So like gray is the usual color, and then they turn blue at the kiss. Learn recovery magic, no matter how difficult it is, yeah. When his eyes had that color, he could hear people's thoughts. He noticed it a bit after leaving Lisa's before. Oh, he like that is when with blue eyes he's more in tune with his god powers and he can use his inside stuff, I guess. And he was here. It's not just that we were seeing Lisa's thoughts, but he also was hearing Lisa's thoughts. Okay. It's been a while since that power was used. Or at least also, it's been a while since I actually don't know. I need to think about this. I don't remember when the power was last used. And if we go back to the chapter where it was last used, you notice what Lise was thinking as she fainted there, yeah. And if we remember when the power was last used, and then see what chapter I am in right now, it would be interesting for me to ask. Me with my long break, or the actual weekly releases. What was a longer time frame between seeing those two situations? Thank you for reviving me, but Yuta, where's Yuta? We may not be very close, but I'm going to have to nag you a bit. I heard a bit from Ran about what kind of relationship you and the Rakshasa named Yuta have, but this just isn't right. Even if Yuta is friendly towards you, even if he can control his instincts, you need to be able to avoid each other. That bracelet's self-regenerative quality doesn't even work in Aero Plateau, so you almost really got yourself killed. Do you really think that no one would care if that happened? It doesn't work like that. Ran was so worried and upset after seeing what happened to you yesterday. Damn it! Looks like she remembers that he almost ate her in Kali Bloom. What should I do? She approaches Yuta first, even while remembering all of that. She must really be out of her mind. Crap, she's lost her way because she doesn't have anyone to turn to since Asha ended up like that. She should have looked after her and taken more care of her. The Rakshasa Yuta seems to have left you with Ran since he was really worried about you. Ran also cares for you a lot. I know that you must feel hopelessly lost now that Asha is in prison since you depend on her so much. But still, you can't be so careless with your own body for your own sake and that of other people around you. Thank you for the advice, but I haven't felt hopelessly lost about Asha being present. That's not true. Not at all. You said recently to hear Ashura's thoughts, who was spying. Have to reread now, huh? Rite of passage. Recently, like 15 to 20 chapters next. But even 15 chapters. 15 chapters in weekly is still 105 days. Which is just 3.5, 4-ish months. So it is almost the same. It's a bit shorter than the time frame where I did read Kubera, right? A bit shorter. By the way, guys, something that I was thinking the entire time as I was reading this. I'm not entirely sure if this is true, but I can put this as my headcanon. So you see what Rana is wearing here? And after seeing them at Rana and Ran go on a date, and Ran carrying her over here, I'm not sure if she and Ran actually are spending the time in the same place here in the Pyro Plateau. But my first thought, because she was wearing this this like shirt, and I don't know, it looks kind of big on her. I was like, is this a boyfriend shirt? Is she wearing Ran's shirt? Yeah, these people do care. Do you know where Yuta went? No, all I know is that he disappeared as soon as you delivered you to Ran. I see. Well, I want to learn recovery magic. Could you teach me? You mean Hoti Aswins? That spell is so hard that even Ran gave up on learning it. The calculations are completely different from other spells. Even Ran almost failed at this spell. And he has no need to calculate when using any magic. How dare a mere book anger me? Still, if I learn a bit now, I could at least try to use it when I'm in danger. When I read a book about Kubera, when I read a book about Kubera, I looked for books. I looked for books about stuff like astronomy and physics, so... Oh right, I forgot to tell you. This is what you are wearing. You looked uncomfortable, so I took it off and put it aside. But whenever you get a bit far away from it, it just flies right over and sticks to you. That's why I couldn't hang it up on its own, so I folded it up and put it by the bedside. Apparently it's Yuta's scarf, modified with the Hide of Bondage's material. He must have come to give that to you. Yuta's foreskin. When I am by her side, she is in pain. Even if I go far away, she is in pain. She has no choice but to be in pain either way, and I will try to do as she wishes. Oh, he's outside. Corey writes that as just as I made the joke. I hope that this choice will be at least slightly better for her. What an adventure, Luvin. Excerpt from Kerrigan's Afterwards. This is a webtoon that hides underwear carefully. Reference to scenes where Lee's figure is strategically obscured. It's also a webtoon where underwear doesn't look much like underwear. To those who are worried that Lee can't shower anymore, she can just leave the hide right next to the shower. But swimming would be difficult, with it following her everywhere. Ran in the flashbacks yelled that he's not going to lose something like books, so this is how he won against books. The Korean version of this episode was released a day late on Naver. Kerrigan was sleep deprived, worked hard on the scenes, and missed their deadline. The green sky and absence of lightning suggested Pyro Plateau has finally reached Hello. In Kerrigan's side novel, The Finite, Ian Rajov, Kazak's mother, also had a copy of the book Time Logic, which is apparently required to learn Hoti Aswins. Ran tried to use Hoti Aswins to heal the test administrator during the test of swords and failed. Side novel? Why can't they be happy smash? Now it's a whole cape. Damn. Is that... So if it's a novel, a side novel, not a side webtoon, I guess that is even less likely to be translated, considering like even the Kubera special stuff wasn't translated, right? Did any of you guys read that stuff? The Fin is a novel about Kazak's parents, written between season 1 and season 2. I'm hungry. Come to think of it, when did I last eat something? But I don't really feel like going to look for something to eat. I used to put everything aside just to eat whenever I was hungry before. I'm not even sure why I was like that. There's unofficial summaries online. Oh, okay, at least something. Lee saying she doesn't want to eat something. Things truly changed. It's not canon right now. Curry wants to rewrite it. Ah, nah, bro. I only read boring books. I hope you guys will read my books once I write them, considering I'm pretty close to starting writing a book, and this one will actually, I will actually be forced to write that book actively with weekly chapters because so tiny leak nobody of you cares about, but it's still something that I'm going to leak. Basically, I have... There's no full translation as far as I know. It's not even fully column, but I've read the summaries recently. So basically, as most of you know from my YouTube uploads, I've been writing a One Piece fan story for like the past 5 to 6 years. And that One Piece fan story is going towards its final moment. We're in the final place. Basically, for people that read One Piece, let me summarize. Because the entire story started with the what if scenario of what if Luffy was never born. And at the beginning it was just like, oh yeah, but with Luffy never being born, Zoro probably would have died of starvation, or just being killed by Morgans because he thought about honoring his stuff. Nami probably would either be still running around trying to get people or would have been killed by freaking Arlong. Usopp would 100% have been killed by Captain Kuro, and when those news would come to the Red Hair Pirates, I would assume that the Red Hair Pirates would just kill Captain Kuro because his father still does care about him a little, I guess. Sanji, I just wanted to canonize that he survived, because I canonized Sanji surviving because I wanted to use him in the future of the story, and I'm using him right now, by the reason that Zeph would be strong enough to defeat freaking Don Krieg. And Brook is actually alive, yes. I don't know at what point it was. It could have been during the time skip or whatever, because during the time skip in Marineford, things started to change into becoming my original story and not just this what if scenario. The entire premise for my continuation of that was that Law still wanted to fight against Doflamingo. Law wants to defeat Doflamingo, and because of that, Law needed somebody strong, somebody ambitious, somebody with maybe who wants to achieve something, get a thing up for revenge, to fight against Doflamingo. And just like he got Luffy to kind of fight against Doflamingo, not by saying, I want to fight against Doflamingo, but I want to fight against Kaido, he is still going around to that person who is the protagonist of my story, of my fan story, to say, I want to fight against Kaido. And there is one person that ultimately has a huge reason for revenge, and basically his entire story, even in the canon story, is that he was preparing to fight against Kaido. So Law went to Gecko Moria, and they formed an alliance. Over the 2-year time skip, I don't know if I made it 2 years or a bit shorter, basically Moria got a bit more motivated and trained his fat off and is now back to his like fit form, but because he was so bulked up, he basically used the bulk to become actually muscular and not just like his thin lanky form we saw in his past Kaido fight. And so everything was basically building up to the Kaido fight, and Moria fought against him there. After that, we had a bit of a section where they went to Elba for a moment, and now, after Elba, they went to a place, to the kingdom of Elisabello, because Elisabello is still part of the Grand Crew, and in that place, Perona was kidnapped by my version of Loki. My version of Loki works entirely different than the canon version because I was writing him before the canon Loki was ever openly introduced, actually. And because Perona was kidnapped, and also because Sanji was together with the Thriller Bar crew after the Kaido fight, because of course the Big Mom Pirates were also there, which means he was there, and so he was with the Thriller Bark, and basically together with the Thriller Bark Pirates, they after a bit went towards Hachinosu because they want to rescue Pudding and they want to rescue Perona. So the final fight is there against Blackbeard. And this war has been going on for a long time. There's only a few battles waiting to be wrapped up for me. And if I talk about Brook, basically Brook just got accepted into Thriller Bar crew because Moria didn't really have anything against Brook. And Moria needed stronger fighters, and he knew that Brook was always messing with his zombies. So he basically just offered Brook, I'm going to give you back your shadow. Will you join my crew? And I just kind of accepted this. such an entire strategy to spoil the entire story you've written. I'm not expecting any of you guys to watch the hundreds of videos that I wrote. Like, if we go on the Bunferno YouTube channel, ignore the Bunferno fansly, that doesn't exist. If we look at my playlists, you can see that this freaking... Where's the Shadow Piece thing? Shadow Piece has 245 episodes. 245 episodes. Even if you ignore the very old videos, which are still here, the actual What If Luffy Was Never Born, and go into like around this part. When was the start where I called it Shadow Piece? Like, I started calling it Shadow Piece during the time, during the Elbaf arc, which was already 3 years ago for me. So basically, if we go towards the beginning of the time skip, which was 4 years ago. Holy shit, my screen was full. That was 23. So if you start here and skip the What Luffy Never Was Born, that's still 220 episodes that each are, first of all, some of them are still 20 minutes. This one was 44 minutes long. And then during the later section, these were all still like 20 minutes, 20 minutes. And then it started turning more towards like 8 to 10 minutes. Yeah, it was more here towards 8 to 10 minutes. That was when I started writing things digitally, I think. And even if it's just 8-minute things, 8 minutes, Luffy's X'd out is so funny. Even if it's just 8 minutes times 220, if it's just 8 times 220, and then I divide that by 60, that would still mean that it's 29 hours and 20 minutes of content. So I'm not expecting any of you to watch that. But basically, this is the entire story. And this story is, there's currently, there was the fight between Caribou and Wang Ji, which sounds extremely random. But basically, Caribou became a member of the Big Mom Pirates because of him doing things in because of him doing things in Fishman Island, because he was there still in Fishman Island, but Luffy wasn't there, so he kinda dealt with the situation with Hody, I guess, and because he dealt with that, he became a hero there for the people of Fishman Island, and then he kinda got accepted into the Big Mom family, he got married into the Big Mom family, he got trained by Katakuri and became stronger and stuff, and now he's there in the final war fighting against Wang Ji. His brother Koribu kinda got a crush on Smoothie, and he and Smoothie are getting together. They were fighting against San Juan Wolf and Vasco Shot. And after they won that fight, basically Koribu, I made Koribu's thing that Koribu was about to lose, and then Smoothie used her squeeze powers to squeeze Koribu, squeeze out all the fatigue, squeeze out everything inside of him. And I basically made that the thing of, like, if you watch Sakamoto Days, it basically was like all of his fat and everything got squeezed out of him, and he turned into a handsome, fit version, which gave him a huge power boost and everything. So he defeated Vasco Shot at that point. And now Koribu is on the way to help out Katakuri, who is fighting against Kuzan, because Kuzan is part of the Blackbeard Pirates. Katakuri, in fact, managed to hold off Kuzan, but he's not winning. So Katakuri, who is there, and Koribu, who won against Vasco Shot and San Juan Wolf, Karibu, who was fighting against Wang Ji. The two brothers are now uniting where Katakuri is, and then they are fighting together against Kuzan. Good on you. I wrote a Final Fantasy VII with the Turks, but deleted it out of embarrassment. But basically, what I'm saying is like, there's the Karibo and Koribo versus Kuzan fight still going on. That's going to happen in the future. Then there will be one more Absalom fight. There will be one more Sanji fight, and then there will be the Karibu Koribu Kuzan fight, one more Sanji fight, one more Absalom fight, and then the final fight with Moria versus Blackbeard. If I'm already spoiling everything here or talking about it, sidetracking, of course, if you guys are not interested in that and you're watching the VOD, you can skip forward, of course. Because the one thing that I did steal from Oda and Ideas, I basically still made it so that Moria's Shadow Devil Fruit is still a God Devil Fruit. So it was still the entire thing of Moria technically got killed by Kaido and that's how his Devil Fruit awakened. But it makes even more sense because he can create zombies, he has these shadows, so his Devil Fruit wasn't actually the Shadow Fruit, but it was the Devil Fruit of the Goddess of Death. And I even had like an entire section where he was dead and he was inside of the realm of the dead, where he walked for a bit until he came to a castle where he saw the Goddess of Death, a huge giant, even bigger than Ors the giant that he has sitting there. And she talked to him and was like, go back into the... your time to die has not come yet, go back to the human world, do whatever. And next to the huge giant Goddess of Death sitting, there was like a smaller god sitting who was laughing the entire time, which of course was my hint towards Nika. And basically, I made the story be that the Goddess of Death, Goddess of Shadows, is one of the primordial gods in the One Piece world. While Nika and the other gods, like Nika, god of sun, then god of rain, god of forest, and god of earth, those gods are like the children of this primordial goddess Hisanashi. So I made Moria my... Moria, basically, I just gave him the one-up of being stronger than all of these god people. And the Nika Devil Fruit, after my Elbaf arc, because I used the Elbaf arc for that, found its place in Moria's home on Thriller Bark, and he locked it away. But through circumstances in the war, basically the place where he locked the door in got shattered open, and there was one person remaining on his ship, which was a little giant girl that he adopted from Elbaf, because they just vibed together and he adopted her. And this girl will eat that Devil Fruit and then have Gomu Gomu / Nika Devil Fruit. And she will be the protagonist of this new story that I'm going to write. So technically this entire One Piece fan story is a prequel to the actual story that I will write. But because I don't want my original story to still be a One Piece fan story, I am going to rewrite things. It's not set in the world of One Piece. All of the character names, like Moria and so on, will be renamed into something else, but they will still exist in the world. So technically, this entire Shadow Piece, One Piece fan story is still a prequel, but like it's a bit of a... It's a bit different of a prequel, because technically it was a One Piece fan story, but now if you just look at the story but ignore that it's set in One Piece, and of course things would change because it's a different world, but it kinda is the prequel story to this new thing that I'm going to write. And there the protagonist is going to be the little giant girl, and the deuteragonist, the second protagonist, is going to be, I think I named him Albert. Albert is actually the child of Vegapunk. Of course, Vegapunk will be a different name. But basically, during the Buster Call on Egghead Island, of course, Vegapunk and his people wouldn't manage to survive. Or at least, they did manage to survive, if I'm actually already going full nerd mode and explaining everything. But they kind of did a lot of stuff there, and Stassi didn't survive there. Because they did their whole thing. Stassi betrayed the other CP0 members, and so they could, with the betrayal actually happening, they managed to kill Lucci and Kaku, and they made like clones of Lucci and Kaku, and Lucci and Kaku clones are now basically infiltrated in CP0. I think that was the case. I'm not sure if Stassi is actually dead, but their one last final project was that they were pretty sure that the Vegapunks are going to die. And so they created a child with like the genes from a lot of different things. Technically Lunarian genes and whatever, but I think in... But I don't know if you will be Lunarian and whatnot in my actual story. But so this baby got force-fed in a way a devil fruit. But that devil fruit, I also thought like, this would be an interesting idea for a future set scenario. Because this devil fruit was the human fruit model Vegapunk. In the sense that Vegapunk kind of turned his own memory, his own abilities and everything into a devil fruit and fed it to the child, so that the child gains all of the memory of Vegapunk, all of the intelligence of Vegapunk, and so on. So that Vegapunk gets to live on even if all of the Vegapunks die. And then they sent the child away. And then there was a whole war on the Revolutionary Island place where Dragon fought against Akainu and Fujitora. Dragon had also a God Devil Fruit. Most of the the Marines won, most of the revolutionaries died, but Sabo and a few others escaped. I think most of the Vegapunks died, but I think I made Lilith survive together with Sabo, so that Sabo now has Lilith and some other people with him. I actually think maybe that if I remember correctly, I made Kizaru defect, and he was like, he did his job, he killed one of the commanders of the revolutionary army or whatever, or maybe he didn't kill one of them and just escaped together with them and was like, hey, I technically removed you from the war, so I did my job, right? And he then defected from the Marines and is probably going to join up together with Sabo in a way, maybe hiding his identity because he did his job and now he's done. But yeah. If you write a story based on another story, then slowly replace everything the OG with something else, is it still the part of this OG story, the fanfic of Theseus? Exactly. Exactly. But yeah. So, that original story of mine will have that little giant girl in some other way as the protagonist, traveling together with the Vegapunk boy, who I'm not sure if it will be a Vegapunk boy with somehow memories implanted in him, or if he will be a cyborg maybe in my story instead. But yeah. I'm cooking, and the power system. There will still be like a way of observation and armament haki, maybe not Conqueror's haki. But then I also thought about implementing the stuff from Katekyo Hitman Reborn in it with the different elements that things is, and maybe consider the elements connected to the gods. So there's still the gods of fire and stuff, but fire represents like two other things, and find out more when that story starts. In summer 2026, or maybe autumn 2026, not sure. But we are here technically for Kubera. We're technically here for Kubera. I don't know how long this tangent was. Technically, I do know how long this tangent was. It was so long that my internet connection is now bad again. I'm finishing a piece of bread before I'm continuing reading this chapter. I mean, we only got chapter 7, 8, 9, and 10 left, 4 chapters. Which I think we should be capable of finishing in like about 1 more hour-ish, maybe? Probably less. Probably a bit less. Nom 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 nom. But yeah. Fan stories are cool. I love fan stories. That's also why I once read a One Piece fan story on stream, and that fan story turned out to be hot garbage, man. It just turned out to be a freaking OP isekai kind of story. Then this piece of an egg. Oh. Cass would probably tease me and ask me if I'm on a diet if he saw me now. Who? Yeah, who got all this food for her? What the? Someone stole tons of food from the kitchen. Fruits, crackers, they took almost all of the prepared food that can be eaten right away. Even the meat is gone. Hey, for someone to have stolen from a temple, that's actually kind of impressive. Still, now that Iroh Plateau arrived here, we can get food from them. Jeez, sorry Kazakh, it looks like the kitchen has been robbed. You'll have to look for meat in another kitchen. Forget it, just get out. What? What are you going to do here? There's almost nothing left for you to eat. Hey, don't talk back to Kazakh, just go. Okay. How long have you been here? I heard that you left Kalibloom. How long I've been here isn't what really matters, is it, Kazakh? The really important thing is, whose side I'm going to take in this battle. Why is he sitting there like the final boss for a reason now? He's sitting there like he's the final boss of this thing. I mean, it's true, but he probably is taking Lisa's side because they want to kill Lise after all. Does he know that they want to kill Lise? Does he know that? And whether we're friends or enemies, right? No. We're neither friends nor enemies. We could also be both. Start singing. Frenemies, we're the best frenemies. This can't be. Asha. Whew. Ever since she was a student, she never seemed to care at all about the rights for halves. Still, this is over the top. How could a person do something like this if they have even a shred of compassion? Ah, is that a new official letter? What is it? Why are you hiding it? Is it an official letter for the temple? Well, it's just... A deposit statement? So it was addressed personally to you. That's right, it's for me. Part of it is official, but since Agni insisted, make sure that Brilith doesn't find out about Asha's trial. Brilith wouldn't be able to forgive actions like these with her values. The moment she finds out, she would be shocked and totally drained of vigor. On top of that, she would lose the only thing that kept her going when she was in a life and death crisis. If the situation were more stable, I would at least tell her and try to help her recover her peace of mind. But being in a situation now where a fight could break out any day, we need to hide it from Brilith. Since I get weaker too when Brilith is unstable. Why would they send such a large sum of money from Intello? They're daily sending this kind of money that most citizens could never dream of earning their entire lives. My father is there as a mercenary right now. I see, so Kazakh's earnings. But seeing how he's purposely gone to such a dangerous area, just to send money home to his daughter. He may not say it out loud, but it looks like he cares about you a lot. She's blushing a little. Oh, connection is back again. Nice. Miss Priestess, big news! Pyro Plateau has moved to Grintello. They took all of the magicians who were at the Grand Magicians Conference with them. Looks like they're going to fight their Shuras at Grintello. What? What? How could they do something that is significant without telling us beforehand? I did get a document before asking whether this was the best option or whether they should stop. And you let them because you decided it was the best option? Best option? Well, yeah, it's the best options that the humans have. Well, will the damage be serious? I heard the Shuras around Grintello are ridiculously powerful. Are you worried about Grintello or about Kazakh, who's in Grintello? Your bottom? Hello there, Zach. Nice to meet you. What is that? Why is that your first chat message? I want to say have a nice day. I want to say nice to meet you. I want to say I hope you had a nice day so far. It's only getting more fantastic as you spend time together with me. But you come in here asking me if I'm a bottom. That's not something I answer on the first date. That's wild. Is that manga? It's technically Webtoon. So manhwa, it's a Korean manga. Wasn't even a question, it was a statement, right? I'm bottom, guys. I can't say. There's no answer for that one yet. Tell me, ask me again when I test it out. You won't probably won't be able to help as you did in the previous attacks, will you, Agni? Oh, that's a fifth probably, not a 520. It's a 20,000 gold coins. The contract may be terminated in the following instances: where Kazakh of the temple announce the cancellation of the contract. 2 days pass without payment being sent to the account designed by Kazakh. Kazakh passes away. Wages include Kazakh's proficiency pay, and the temple is not responsible in the event of Kazakh's death. You're Squirtle or Bunny? So, Squirrel. Squirrel. I am a squirrel and a bunny. I got the squirrel tail and the bunny ears. I'm both. I'm half-half. I'm a half. Guys. Just mix, yeah. Guys, in Kubera, which kind of Shura would be squirrel and which kind of Shura would be rabbit, bunny? Or would they probably fall under the same Shura classification? All men are bottoms in Kubera, so it makes sense. Man! I can't leave Atera. Yaksha for both, Imo. I used to be able to leave, but not anymore, because I can't get too far from Brilith. Then why don't we go together? As long as we're sure that Atera isn't an attack target for Shuras, it would be better for you to go and help them than to stay here and protect Atera. Not being able to be far away from me is the problem, you can just take me with you. That's right, and I can handle Atera's barrier. But it would make you a target, Brilith. Since it would be easier to catch you than to face me, the enemies would go after you. You may experience something even more terrible than the last attack on Atera. Still, we can't just stand by and watch. There's a huge difference between whether you help or not. How could I back out when all of the other magicians are getting involved? Aren't Kinara the herbivore ones? Someone bringing up a question. The only Kinara I can think of wasn't Kinara a Catwoman? Like Kinara was one of the... Wasn't Kinara also the one that was with Yuta in flashbacks? No, wait. Was Kinara the very, 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 very old one? Kinara are hoofed animals. Yaksha are non-hoofed animals. There are a lot of humans who say that kind of thing on the outside. But inside, most of them worry about their own safety and calculate everything selfishly. Could it be that he's worried I would get in the way? It's still better than not going at all, though. That idiot Smith. He would save so many people. His public image would only get worse if he just stayed here now, that everyone knows about him getting summoned. Think about your reputation, you silly god. But she's not even thinking about herself. Par is a Yaksha half, if you're asking about her. Par was the little bunny girl, right? I'm not necessarily asking about her, I'm just asking for myself. Alright then, if that's what you want, priestess, then let's go together to Rinhello. Lisa's diet failed before it even began. Fruit on top of the mango, on top is something like a mango-banana hybrid. I don't know if I would like that. I wanted to eat some meat, so I put some extra effort into drawing the meat Yuta ate. Continued and replies. Arquin used to be a priest candidate at Terra. I think we knew that. The scene with Brilith, Arquin and Agni, if you remove the speech bubbles, it looks like two women are fighting for one man's love. Back in Season 1, Episode 61, Vishnu in flashback told Kazak that he had choices to make regarding Yuta, and that he may or may not become an enemy. An earlier choice was to either allow Yuta to develop or kill him in his second stage, while the Rakshasa was still weaker than him. Brilliant throwing her outfit from Season 2 prologue. Never mind, that's Elwyn, still Yaksha though. Shuri was Yuta's adopted mom, if that's who you're thinking of. It probably is Shuri. Shuri was a cat woman, right? And she was a Kinara? Or was she then also a Yaksha woman? Par was Haku's waifu, the cat girl. Ah, okay. I'm not sure if this looks like two women fighting over one guy, even if I don't read the text panels. I tried looking back at it. Foxy looking in a Yaksha. To me, as a person from this world, it's kinda not fully understandable how a rabbit and a fox would be grouped together into one species. Like how rabbit, squirrel, and fox would all be in Yaksha. Because Garuda are birds. And Ashura were insects, right? Garuda birds, Ashura insects. Gandhava are everything aquatic? Everything aquatic, or just things that can breathe underwater? They're omnivores, no? Oh? I don't fully remember all of the... And Ananta were just snakes? Or are Ananta also lizards? Are Ananta only snakes or also lizards? What is this? It's a banger. Fire Emblem Shadow Dragon. Premium arranged version. Wow, this is incredible. I heard that Io Plateau itself came to help us out. There are tons of high-ranking magicians too. I heard that even Claude came. Wow, awesome! Even Claude! Temple of Death is finally operating normally. Looks like we can finally relax a bit. They refer to Ananta as snakes, but all of the animal classifications for the Shuras are very broad. Kinara are birds too. Yaksha is kind of the doesn't go in another clan subgroup. Oh. Did the Chaos clan also had another name, right? Or wait, Kinara was not the... I'm so forgettable right now. There's too many of those things. It looks like preparations are taking longer because his condition has worsened. This is just buying time for the humans. Have you ever broken the city's barrier? How strong is it? I haven't broken this one. But when a human was in charge of Atera's barrier, it broke with just one hit of my Sunshine of Dawn. But the problem is that it gets restored right away if there's a priest waiting near this barrier stone. Huh? 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 Ananta is the name of Nagaraja. Garuda birds, but I'm not sure of the story's lore for it. Huh? Sorry, I need a second. Huh? Why did the card pull happen? I deactivated that. That shouldn't be a thing at the moment. Saxophone solo. Why is that? How did that just happen? I'll explain it in a second. I'm just checking why it happened. It shouldn't. There's no redeem that can do that. It said that Sack did it, but it doesn't show up in my activity feed. And there's no redeem to do it. Twitch people, there's no redeem to draw a card, right? How did... Huh? How did that happen? It's not active. Power up channel? Manage channel points? Draw a card is inactivated. How? Huh? What is... What the hell? To explain it, I'm so confused how that happened. How did he do that? The only way he could do that is by... Anta means endless, by the way. Maybe if they didn't refresh their site since then. But that would mean they have been in here since like 6 to 7 hours ago. I did not even notice that it was 6, 7. I just said, because that's the time I think how long it was ago. There's no way they could do it. Like I was thinking, did they hack my stream elements? But no, even if they did hack my stream elements, like I can do a test pull to show you guys the thing again. Like emulate. Let me scroll down so I can emulate a pull. And then I can explain it to you guys as well. I wanted to talk about it only after I was done finishing it. You see, I am emulating a pull, which says someone got, because it's me. And this is a drawing card thing, which will be a Twitch channel redeem costing probably around 1,000 channel points. And this set of cards will be 50 cards. I'm still calculating right now the probabilities that each of the cards will have. And then I will put different artworks, my different emotes and everything into these cards and make you guys be able to pull them. And after some time, I'm not going to say like a month, I'm going to say like after a couple of months maybe, I don't know. I'm going to change from set 1 of the Pyro TCG into set 2 of the Pyro TCG, so that people on Twitch can pull their cards with their channel points. But I don't know how. So right now I have like 32, 33 different kind of things that I can put in there for the first 50 cards that could be in that system. Which will be different artworks, which will be my character sheet, which will be the emotes and all these and some other things. Some of the artworks have never been shown before, but it's always like, of course, some of the other stuff I will already have shown on other platforms. But maybe in the future, when I have endless money, ananta amounts of monies, I will do special commissions where I get 50 different cards, and then those artworks will only be available as cards. But yeah, basically each and every one of you people viewing on Twitch can collect cards. Each card draw will cost 1,000 channel points in the future, and then you can start collecting. And there will be 5 tiers of rarities for the cards, and that's it. That's the card pull. That's the card pull system. It's nothing too special. There's no game behind it. It's just collecting and using 1,000. I'm thinking if it should be 500 channel points or 1,000 channel points, because 1,000 does feel like a lot, but 500 feels like it's not enough. I saw other YouTubers do theirs, which was 1,500, but I'm not sure. But I'm so confused. Like, you people on Twitch know that it's not available. Nobody can click on that. So I don't know how that person did it. Atera only has one barrier stone, so while it was broken for a second, Sagara went in and kidnapped the priestess. But even that would be tough, and if the barrier had several layers. The first barrier would be restored before you could break through all of them. 69 points is best. So you mean 16? I could make it 1069 because I can't make it 690. I could make it 6900, but that's too much. 690 feels not enough. And of course, sorry about the YouTube people. There is some way to set it up with YouTube, but on YouTube it would only work with super chats or something, and I didn't want to put it like drawing cards behind money. Technically, I think on Twitch you also get a draw card when you subscribe or donate or something, or use bits, but there is a free-to-play option. What if you push yourself to break them? I haven't tried it, but I can break up to 2 layers since I was obviously planning on breaking both layers myself before you got here. But now there are 4 layers. This is why Twitch is better. 1000 channel points isn't much. If you stream more or get more viewers, it will get spammed. Emo. Yeah, but you know, let's go with my boy Lewis, for example. At the moment, he has 10,000 channel points. And Taco, who's also here a lot, has 7,000 channel points. So Lewis can redeem it 10 times. And he's a subscriber, which means he has a channel point multiplier as well. And he also has a watch streak, which multiplies it even more, or gives him like an extra bonus. So I think 1000 could be fine. But of course, if it gets too much and people have too many points because I stream too much, I can always use inflation. Like, set 1 is 1000 coins, set 2 is 2000 coins. Looks like I'll have to do it. But you don't have a transcendental as powerful as the Sunshine of Dawn in your human form, do you? And if you're in Shura form, the turrets are... I can take the hits from the turrets with no problem. 1.2 times for tier 1. She's like, I can take it. I have still never seen some parties complete Shura form, but since 5th stage Rakshasas look half human even in their Shura form, I can only assume that her Shura form would probably look a lot like mine. Since I used the high rate earlier for the information. Your justice and mine, 8. So right now they've got a 5th stage Rakshasa from the Garudas over there. Although you probably didn't notice it all since they're hiding their power. We won't have enough at this rate, even after combining 2 cities and having help from you and the magicians. We can't win. There's no chance we'll get We'll get mercilessly destroyed. Turn off the redeem if it's being spammed. Yeah, I could I'm not sure if I could, you know, I can look at it for a moment. I will have to turn this off again. And then look at the Twitch redeems. Because I know there's customizable things. So if I go into the card redeem and look at it, I can cooldown and limits. And I could give it limit redemptions per stream. But not limit redemptions per stream because that would mean people can come first. I can make limit redemptions per user per stream. And I could make it that people can at most pull 5 cards per stream, which would be by 1000 points, that would be 5000 points per stream, and there's 50 different cards, so it would take, at best, if they always get no dupes, it would take 10 streams. But of course people are gonna get dupes, so it would take a lot more. I could limit it by 5 if it turns out to be annoying. If it doesn't turn out to be annoying, we just keep it at whatever. Small mistranslation. He's thinking your Shura form would not look like his own, since his form is a chicken. I mean, normal bird. Usually Captain has it on at all times, I think, but redeeming when not during break, starting screen too much is a mute. Ah, so she's just acting harsh on it. I can get that. Like, I feel like if one person does it once, that's whatever, but if people start spamming it while she's talking, that's just gonna overshadow her. Not overshadow, but like just block her. You may be a half dragon who can use the 5th stage Rakshasa power, but the problem is that your true form is human. Plus you're young. There's also the vigor issue, and you're really lacking in combat experience. It's especially clear that she will be able to use the unique transcendentals of 5th stage Rakshasas better than you. Though we won't be able to do anything if she starts firing transcendentals like crazy. Do you understand why I'm telling you this? Sounds like you're suggesting that you'd block the transcendentals and then we team up to beat them. But aren't the Garuda halves the same clan as you? Half the same clan as you? I'm not sure how to accept the suggestion of working together to destroy your own people. They may be from the same clan as me, but I have no way of beating them on my own with them trying to kill me. Actually, there's no guarantee that we'll win even if I team up with you, Kazak. I've even thought about giving up and running away, but running away just seems... Wait a minute, Kazak. Didn't leave all of this here, Run. That's strange, then who did? I heard someone knock, so they must have left it for me to eat. You should have told me that you were hungry, then I would have brought you along with Rana to the restaurant. What? Together? You really don't understand, girls. Aren't you being a bit too inattentive considering you haven't seen her in months? Focus on her and take good care of her. You should go to her, not me, when you have free time like right now. What are you talking about? Does she think we're in a relationship because I said that thing about being taken before? That's just how I feel. Rana's probably not very interested in me. Oh, come on, Ran, come on! Hold on. That road is all muddy, so you ruin your shoes if you... it's okay, Ran. Someone made a stepping stone path here. I'm not sure who it was, but they must be a great person. He's such a simp. He's such a simp. Something suspicious here. Oh, Ran. You took over the barrier way too quickly considering how hard you resisted coming here. I wouldn't say suspicious. I have to do my job with the situation like this. You finally got your head screwed on straight, then I'm relieved. But Layla, you said that's not your real name, right? Wait, is Layla also a Kubera? Because there is a Kubera in Rintello, right? The look on Kazak's face there, lol. He really is like, God, that simp. Even Kazak is like, haven't seen a bigger simp since my dad. That's right. I forgot my real name when I was very young. Cover your face and forget the name that you've used so far. That still doesn't change your fate. And call for me. Which god said that to her? Since you can only get an ID card of your real name, I have to get people to vouch for me wherever I go. It was a real pain until I obtained my magic license, which allowed me to pass through checkpoints. I see it, that must have been rough. Kubera is in Rintello. Layla is a neat occult reference. The last check had one Kubera in Rintello, one in Atera, and Lisa on the transport ship. She's lying about forgetting her name. I think she covers her face on purpose in case she meets someone who knows her real name. But why are you suddenly bringing that up? It just crossed my mind out of blue. I wasn't sure if you had said whether it was your real name or not. Just make sure you manage the barrier properly. I'm going back to my business. Alright, don't worry. I think I know why she couldn't kill her yet. You couldn't just get rid of someone as powerful as her with such prestige and fame. But the situation is different now. Final arena where there's no need to think about consequences. Huh? Was it in? In a final arena where there's no need to think about the consequences. Why is Asha grading things? Asha Rahiro, you have been granted conditional release. Come this way. To be continued. Asha smiled. Asha knows all about this. Asha predicted the future. I hate your smirk, Asha. Maruna is a major character, but no one ever seems to miss him. Come on out, Maruna. Lisa's wearing her chicky clothes again, but her shoes often change. Warning, reply 15 contains a spoiler. Please don't read beyond reply 10 if you don't already know what happens in future episodes. I'm only reading your messages anyways. The author Kerrigan was once a math teacher, so it's possible that she considers grading papers a properly annoying task that's suitable as a form of punishment. The author common Korean version says that Asha is grading exam papers to the Magic Academy. What an interesting punishment for a prisoner. We've seen that guy in Layla's flashback before, in episodes 37 and 99 of season 1. But we don't know who he is, right? And the comment, no one missing Miss Maruna, is it referring to us raiders? Penultimate chapter of the day. Penultimate chapter of the day. We're dropping a few more frames at the moment. I'm waiting for a moment just to see if it maybe is going to stabilize itself. Going to eat one more slice of bread. Maybe the stream is going to stabilize itself while I'm eating this. I almost choked on the bread. Just gonna tell you a thing or two about me. Holy shit, it's still in my freaking throat. Ah, it hurts. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Tiny bit of scrolling. You must have found it strange that there was no one around when you went outside. But I can just walk right into the field of vision of a murderer who killed dozens of people. Why can't you walk into the field of vision of a murderer? Shouldn't you be strong enough to counter things? He's not a bottom, guys. You see? Me choking on just a tiny... Why is your model doing ahegao when talking about choking? I can put on my tongue. But if you want to see an ahegao, I can give you that. But yeah, guys. So, me choking on a tiny piece of bread is an obvious sign that I am not a bottom. Because that means I am not used to taking anything big into my mouth, which means I don't do that. If I was a bottom who does that on a regular, that would mean I would have been used and wouldn't joke that much. There's no counterspell, feels bad. But this also makes me wonder, is Saha also scared or cautious because Saha is a Kubera? Or has a god's name and is Saha is not his real name? Not sure, not sure. Oh god, no, it was just joking! Poor Cody. Is that why you're talking to me from outside my field of vision? You're more of a coward than I thought. There's no way of telling what a magic murderer might do when backed into a corner. And I'm sure you especially dislike me, since there's almost no one to stop you once you kill me. I just meant bottom guys didn't get bread. And I elaborated on it, okay? He says, side-eyeing you from over here. Thank you so much for holding me in such high regard. So why did you decide to let me out on parole? These are your records of using Hoti Vishnu that I pulled up prior to the Grand Magician's Conference. I didn't reveal this at the conference, but there was something strange about the most recent records. After using Hoti Vishnu more than 1,000 times recently, you've hardly used it at all. Starting from the most recent records, the last time you used it was to revive Theo, and before that you used it once on the day you passed through the Kali Bloom checkpoint. Then before that you used it 8 times in the waterway. Then there's a blank period of 3 years. 8 times in the waterway? What was the times when she used it in the waterway? I didn't remember that. I feel like that was off screen, but still. Then there's a blank period of 3 years. The final time you used it before then was in N12. This is the same time as when you went missing for 3 years. Let me ask you, Asharahiro, where and what were you doing? Why not just ask her who were you doing during those 3 years? Why were you hiding without passing through the checkpoints in any cities or using any magic? Don't answer, then I'll tell you. For those 3 years, you didn't exist here. That's interesting. What does it mean to not exist here? Was she in the Shura realm? Was she in the Gods realm? Come to think of it, even though a well-known person like you had disappeared, no one even tried to find you for 3 years, and no one really took this seriously. I was the same way when I think about it now. I wonder if it was all this was a penalty of Hoti Vishnu. With Vishnu currently having gone missing, there's no way that you could use that unfathomable Hoti Vishnu spell without any kind of penalty. You lost your existence for 3 years as a price for using Hoti Vishnu 1,000 times. That's an interesting punishment. So she just was snapped out of existence for 3 years? And because of that, not only did you vanish for 3 years, but even the people who knew you started to forget about you. And maybe that was what you actually intended. You think I intended to lose my existence for 3 years? The water channel usage were mostly off-screen. We only saw her say the spell the first time. We did? I actually forgot that then. That's right, Asharahiro. The executioner used Hotiyama on you at the time of the trial, told me after he saw how much life you had left. Your remaining lifespan was supposed to end in N13. You have already lived past the day on which you were supposed to die. A person who was supposed to die in N13 managed to survive until N16 because she disappeared for 3 years. So does that mean... So that means she's basically supposed to die in this year. Literally in this year. While practicing magic with 1,000 Hoti Vishnus, you improved your magic abilities and extended your lifespan by 3 years. Technically she didn't expand it, because the question is, what was she doing during those 3 years? Did she even exist? Was she just kind of like in a trance and only returned 3 years later? After you managed to extend your lifespan like that, you refrained from using the spell so that you wouldn't be penalized anymore. Very plausible. If I'm wrong, then explain your side of the story to me. No, you're right. Surprisingly so. The highest authority on this planet, advanced magic abilities, outstanding intelligence, a natural long lifespan as a quarter, and a sense of justice which is respected by people. You really are a perfect natural born hero, Sahaon. Plus, if it's true that you've even received an oracle, then I really stand no chance against you. I wouldn't lie about receiving an oracle. That would be blasphemy. Yeah, German internet started acting up again. Yeah. It's doing its thing. I don't know when it will stop acting up again. I'm eating another bread. Ah, right, you had to use... Because Chaos Clan was stopping things. Right. That was also a thing. I wonder when the connection will get better again. Huh. I mean, we can all agree that the connection was a lot better than last Monday, right? So that's an improvement. There's still issues, but there was an improvement, because last Kubera stream, we dropped around 40% of all frames during the stream. This time, we currently are at 14.3%. Supposed to die 3 years before the current unit story. Yeah, I got that. Yeah, I don't know when connection will get good again. I'm eating egg. Eggs are really nice. Hard-boiled eggs are really nice. Today was definitely watchable. Yeah, I think last week it started melting earlier than this too. Yeah, so last time there was a combination between too low frame rates and also German internet issue. This time it's just German internet issue. And there's just nothing I can do about German internet issue. When I tried looking around, it was the basic answers of like, oh yeah, around the time where it is right now, so basically when I start streaming 6 PM and right now it's about to be 9 PM, they just say, many people come back from work, so more people start using the internet in the area where you live, which means that more of the stuff will be used and it's more likely for drops to occur, but I think that's also kind of stupid. But there's nothing I can do. There's literally zero that I can do. Sorry, I completely forgot that you're not a heretic at all. You're someone who serves God with your whole heart. You must be especially sensitive when it comes to blasphemy. Anyway, so, what is it that you want from me by showing me these Hoti Vishnu records? I'm sure you wouldn't have carelessly used a spell that could cause your own existence to vanish. You know how many times you have to use Hoti Vishnu before you disappear, don't you? I do. But it must be that you can't use it 1,000 times as you did before, or else there's no way you would refrain from using Hoti Vishnu like now. Yep, that's also correct. Now even if I just still use Hoti Vishnu a few more times, I would vanish just like 3 years ago. You know exactly how many more times you need to use it in order to disappear? Can't tell you that. Anyway, this means that you could avoid the situation that has been dealt to you by using Hoti Vishnu at a critical moment and vanishing. Yeah, I guess so. Well, then your role in this war will be very limited. Under different circumstances, I would have thought about letting you handle a barrier, but I can't leave the barrier in the hands of someone who could disappear like that. From now on, you will be in a position where you directly fight the Shuras, but you will be unable to harm the humans in any way. They were telling me to fight outside the city. That's right. While you're waiting in that room when you get the order, leave through the door at the opposite end from where you came in. You are now going to be sent into battle among the Shuras without having contact with anyone. You can either repent for your crimes at least a little bit by dealing as much damage to the Shura as you can, or you can just fight a little bit and then run away without any repentance at all. Do as you wish. However, if I get even the slightest hint that you're helping the Shuras or working with them, I will use Bhavati Shurya and kill you. Guys, I just noticed that I kinda look... You know how we said during the times where I was still using the masculine Pyro Prima model? That I was kind of like looking like Agni, and I kind of was like Agni other form, Agni's kid or whatever. Don't I look similar to Saha? I just noticed that. Like my hair feels kind of similar in a way, like the way I style it in the front. And the hair color, like mine is more vibrant, but It's close enough. And Saha has long hair in the back. And my long hair is just mostly tied into a ponytail. Actually, I can open my hair. Give me a moment. Yeah, let's stream the rest of the stream with open hair. Very well. Then I will wait here until I get the order. Hold on, Mira. Forget it. I don't have to. Just stay still. I went to the trouble of preparing all of this for you. Are you rejecting my sincerity? Whew, all done. You sure are Rao's daughter with those good looks. You just weren't taking advantage of them. Oh, she did makeup for the battle? Interesting. And now she really looks like future Lise more. Lise, you've been hiding yourself too much. Although it would have been largely due to being trapped by Asha. Since you've decided to show people your existence and fight, I think you need to show them yourself at your best. Because if this all goes well, you will become a hero, just as great as Rao. Look at her, all done up with makeup, in the booba window. Yuta! What just happened? She spread something on Lisa's face and her only flaw disappeared. He thought the current Lise was objectively not pretty. What an asshole. Okay, Sparky. Thank you for the hydrate redeem. After the last hydrate 2 hours ago, I didn't drink anything so far, so that's actually a good reminder. You're cuter. Making me blush over here. Thank you. So he literally thought Lise wasn't attractive, but with makeup she's attractive. Is that what Yuta is thinking? What a dunce. It seems like YouTube right now is seeing me talk about Saha, while Lewis seems to be seeing me saying that Yuta is calling Lise cute and is calling me cute. So we're living in 2 different timelines. No, this is driving me nuts. It's torture not being able to get any closer. What should I do? What was that noise? We continued. Peeps on Lise and was like, what am I going to do now? My only love just became a goddess after she was spread by something I didn't know. How many got ever own this? Asha's appearance after she vanished for 3 years. Since the beginning of the story, Rouge and others discussed it sometimes. But nobody thought it was strange and otherwise ignored it. Nobody searched for her during the 3 years she was missing, and when she suddenly reappeared, nobody was curious about where she'd been. That's certainly strange, considering Asha's popularity. Asha and Saha are opposites in many ways. However, they both have outstanding skills. The battle with Yuta rages on. The names are anagrams too? What does he mean by the names are anagrams? Asha and Saha? Oh right, they're anagrams. I see it now. I was a bit confused about the meaning of anagram. Saha is so smart. It seems the 2 genius was so good. And now we come to the last chapter of the week. This saxophone is going crazy. I need to find a... This is a butterface for Yuta, indeed. This week there's no saxophone stream, but maybe next week I will plan in a saxophone stream. Maybe. Maybe on the 1st of April, not sure. Or maybe I'm going to do some sort of April Fool's joke. Doesn't it look like someone fell from on top of that tree and then ran away? Ooh, first making figurines and bromide, now sneaking into the temple. It's exhausting. Why would someone want to stalk a priestess even at a time like this? Anyway, she really thinks that she's getting stalked. It's not you! Anyway, we're all ready to... So, let's go, Lise. We have to go and greet everyone. Plus, we need to decide on what you're going to do and where you'll be. Okay, one sec. Scribble, scribble. Did she write a message for Yuta? She's probably writing a message for Yuta. Or the message reference to you comparing yourself to him. Damn, okay, so you're not in a different timeline. I understand, I understand. And I also see the delay now. Yuta for falling in love with someone who he thinks he's ugly. That is respectable in a way, yeah. How did she get so pretty? Should I take a peek now that they've gone out? But this is it. Putting this on your face makes you prettier? Does this mean that Lise has this kind of stuff on her face right now? Doesn't smell very good. Ugh. The new product, Tattoo Tint Peppermint from Sabi Tree, contains 20 types of herbal extracts. I don't care if she's not pretty. I would prefer that she doesn't use this. No, maybe it's better to put this kind of stuff on for Lise's safety. Huh? What's this doodle? No, she drew a little love doodle. It's a little love doodle. That's so adorable. That's so adorable. Yeah, YouTube ain't that behind. I was just slow with my Saha message. Uglies need love doodles, a crazy statement. Welcome. Yeah, oh, it's the same thing she did on the welcome cake. But this time she added a heart on it as well. No, she's so in love. Oh, he's so adorable. Lise, do you like having makeup on? You look happy since then. Yeah. Can't believe we're already 246 chapters in. Yeesh. It's not stabilizing. It seems like we're still going up from the 14.9% for drop frames. We're now at 17.7. So I feel like we might be going into the 20% drops, which is 1/5 of every frame in the stream. Rana, have you seen Lise? Priestess Mira took her out before. She said they had something to prepare before introducing her to the people. Ah, first Saha and now her. Wish everyone would take it easy on her. All I see is them trying so hard to force a naive girl into battle. Lise is the kind of person who doesn't take proper care of herself. So in a situation like this, she could end up dying after getting used. Run? Yeah? We haven't seen each other in a month. That's all you have to talk about. I don't know if it's jealousy or just a bit of disappointment. Will you be okay? You haven't looked good since the conference, so I'm not sure about you handling the Sky Tower. Still, this is the most powerful turret on Aero Plateau, and operating a tower is what I do best. That's true. Even when you're not feeling well, there's no one who can handle the turret better than you. But about moving Aero Plateau, it looks like there are a lot of complaints about it behind the scenes. Have you thought about telling people that this is what Agni told you to do? Then they wouldn't be complaining. No. It would be better to show humans deciding and acting among themselves rather than being controlled by God. That's the kind of world that Shurya wanted after all. So it was Shurya talking with Saha. This is the first time we see we saw the silhouetted picture of this before, but this is the first time we see the colored version, I think, and also the name drop. And Agni didn't necessarily want his words to be exaggerated either. It's such a relief that someone like you is the leader of Willarf at a time like this. It's all thanks to you that the planet has managed to remain this stable since the great upheaval. In a world where gods have disappeared, chaos would break out if there isn't at least one powerful person. It's so fortunate that someone as righteous as you happens to be that one person. Righteous? No. I know very well who helped Asha, and yet I can't interrogate them because of personal feelings. If you mean Lorraine, I agree that it's unfortunate. It's not surprising. She was Asha's longtime teacher, and she was always on Asha's side. When she got a name search request, she would have complied without really suspecting Asha's motives. She would only have found out later that her search results were used for murder. She probably wanted to deny it at first. That's why she tried to defend Asha. But I'm sure now that she regrets it now, that everything has become clear. She isn't the kind of person to act as an accomplice in murder. Yeah, you're probably right. Lorraine would have never cooperated if she had known, right? She probably regrets it now, and is reflecting on her actions. Is this Lorraine? Is Lorraine trying to free Asha? Bhavati Brahma. I came to save you, Asha. Let's get out of here quietly. Yeah, she really is. Wait, I wonder, is it just a student-master connection, or why does she care about Asha so much? You could die while trying to escape, though you know what kind of casting range Saha has. I prepared for that. Here. It cost me 100,000 gold coins just for the materials to make it. It's my life's masterpiece. It's a cape made from yaksha fur. Super elite Nastika with the attributes of light. I'm sure you know what kind of effect this fur would have. This would be able to block Saha's light spells. That's right. It may not stop spells within his direct line of vision, but at least he won't be able to attack you from a distance with spells fused with Hoti Surya. If you wear this item, as long as he himself cannot find you with his own eyes, it will prevent him from finding you with his magic. Oh, I don't like this silhouetted smile. This makes Asha appear even more evil. Like, this is all of her plan. Like, she saw the future. Like, she's... Thank you, Lorraine. I didn't think you would do such a thing for me with you being engaged to Saha. That's because I don't believe that I made the wrong choice. Asha, you're not evil. There must be something that you just can't tell people about. You just assumed the role for a good purpose, right? Yes, Lorraine. You have definitely made the right choice. Oh, Asha. Why? Of course, Asha is being portrayed by Kurigom in this very, very suspicious way as well. But it's also like, even like the red is making her suspicious. The black silhouette here is making her suspicious. But even just the way she's smiling and the way she's talking is making her suspicious. Didn't pay close attention to Welcome Cake originally in episode 281. You may have 89. You may have missed the Utah sculpture on it. Lisa's art skills where sculpting or painting are at the level of cute drawings like the little Utah sketch, but she can't do highly detailed work. Why does the young Saha speak so casually to someone who appears to be his elder? You might think exactly that when looking at a scene of him and Urha, but Saha is 57 years old and Urha is 50. Quarters mystery. I mean, yes, but they also always say that of course, the age of quarters and halves and fulls are just, you know, to be treated a bit differently. So that's like, so he would still be considered younger in the world, even though he's lived longer. There are many people who could cast a keycard creating spell like Lorraine. All security devices would just be trash. Saha's comments that humans should make their own decisions, not rely on the gods' echoes. Sierra's earlier opinions that humans are better off looking for solutions on their own without waking our... Saha's comment that humans should make their own decisions and not rely on the gods echoes Sierra's earlier opinion that humans are better off looking for solutions on their own, without waiting around to be guided by the gods. When the episode was released in South Korea, it pretty much killed the fan theory that the person with Lise at the end of season 2, it's pretty clear who it is now. Pretty clear who it is now? Yeah, I think that's Shuria's first appearance. We knew this name from the spell. Oh, yeah, of course, we knew the name from the spell. Finally? Kubera is ending? Of course, I'm slightly getting spoiled by seeing these pictures, but I'm clicking through things. I'm trying not to look as much so that I don't see too many characters in that stuff. Because if I see characters and I'm like, oh, so this guy won't die, then that's big stuff for the current story, right? Wait, I already jumped too far. We're at like 46. 46, I think. 47. I wanted to go further. Wait, this is the Justice and Mine. Or is the beginning of season 2? This is... So I want to look at this. I want to look at the prologue again. Just to refresh my memory of the prologue that keeps being mentioned. Saha said during the trial he got an oracle from Shurya. He said he got an oracle, Stepan, right? But I don't think he said an oracle from Shurya. He said an oracle. Which is... Yeah. That never happens. You will trust me. Yeah, I promise, Asha. Okay, this scene I 100% remember. Asha, what are you talking about? What are you talking like someone who's about to die? You think I would never die? Then there's a Gandava scene, which I'm not sure if that is the Gandava scene where he was doing the things for Theo. No way he would die. There's something with Kubera. But with no villains, yet only victims exist. story where someone has to shed tears. So, don't think that everyone's still by your side. That 100% is... Okay, I can see how some people might think that this is Saha, but I'm pretty sure that's Yuta, right? It could be Asha, but I feel like it's Yuta. It's my victory, Kubera. Blue text. Could be Sakura talking, but Sakura is more of a dark blue than this. Not sure. We're now at 20% drop frames. I'm not sure when stream will stabilize. Also, sorry that I missed it. I wasn't looking at stream. I didn't hear alert. Was there an alert? Guys, was there an alert? Thank you for the follow, Harkalada. Welcome to the Pyro Files. I hope you had a nice day, and it only gets nicer from here on out. Welcome. We're finished reading Kubera for today. What Lorraine talked about was is from the Yaksha, the first king. Just like there were people using his bones earlier in the series. Oh, I just thought it was from a Yaksha Nastika, not from the Yaksha. I did say cliffhangers would be good, lol. Was there an alert? I don't know. I'm turning screen to the full room again because I'm done reading. Yo, Patria de Alul. Let's get the plushie out for the end of stream. I wonder if